any
No.
interview. You be so
Yo,
disappointed.
she pulled up to do a literal interview for my song Summit. Like it was
And she
this is
didn't hear
over a
the
year ago,
song?
and she never heard the song. And like, bro, we were texting about like, hey, I really want to do an interview for my song Summit. Yo, sounds dope. Blah blah blah. Like, bro, it was only about one song that was like 2 minutes long.
She didn't hear it.
Yeah.
She pulled up to do the interview anyway. That's ballsy.
Yeah, bro. I mean, I don't remember the first time I heard of Buddy Lofton, but I feel like I heard of you before I met you, kind of thing.
Like the name kind of just floating around type of vibe.
Yeah.
Oh.
Here, make sure like this is like sort of in front of you. You need me to move it.
Hello?
Or like if you want to move it out a little bit.
You.
But yeah, bro. I think
What should I be right here? Like, do I have to speak into it like that?
not
Blah, blah, blah.
necessarily. I would speak at it though. I'll make sure.
What's
Yeah,
up?
I'll keep it like as close as this. No, but we met at the Earwax sessions. That was like some kind of open mic that they still do that one
Nah. They used to do it every Tuesday though. But they don't do that. I don't think so.
at Amityville, right?
Mm-hmm.
That shit used to be cool. I went out there like just to see some new rappers. I think I wanted to like I wasn't in the set, but I wanted to be in the set.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to go like meet whoever was putting it together.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
and
yeah,
then I remember I met you that day, and the vibes were like on point the day we met. And then I was at the studio with
was I
Six.
performing that day or?
Yeah, you
Okay,
performed.
fine.
And then you were like rolling out No Recess.
Okay.
And then I was at the studio with Six, and I asked you to come by and get me a No Recess CD and bring me a No Recess CD and a No Recess cup or whatever.
Facts. And it was a couple of us. I feel like in
Yeah.
that session. Yeah. Where.
Yeah, I was
Facts,
out
I was
there.
just making drops. I think. Yeah.
Six was out there. Yeah, there was a couple of us in the studio. I don't think Kai was, but I had you over to the studio like sometime after that. What year was that? Like 2019?
Yeah.
That you put No Recess out?
Yeah, 2019. Yep. That was the year before COVID. Yep.
Yeah.
That was a great year for me too. I feel like I was really going crazy.
Definitely.
I did South by I think that year, and then I just dropped the album, and I was just being very active. I was just performing.
Yeah.
I was outside.
No, I big hear that, bro.
Word.
I big hear that. I could say the same for myself. That fall, I put out a song every week.
Yeah.
Like I actually, for the first time, and since then, bro, I had the consistency and like the ability to like do that. And
Fire.
it's crazy because it was such a busy time in my life. I don't know if you could say the same for yourself, but like I was working, I was in school.
Yeah.
I had so much going on that like I had to kind of go that extra mile.
I always wanted to do that, like that week, like once a week thing. Like I feel like it's great. Like I never did it, but I feel like as an artist, I feel like that would be gratifying. Like all right, like it's like.
Do you have the catalog for it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I have mads. I have like so much. I probably have like 2-3 albums in the stash that like if I really wanted to put an album together, like I could do it. But
I'm watching this one guy, Isaac Zell, right now on the internet who's fucking putting a song out a week, and like he was just showing a song that he made the night before he put it out. He's like, I made this. I decided to drop it tomorrow. He's shooting videos every week on his phone too.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna have to send this shit to you, bro.
Fire.
And he's a pretty big artist, and he's just decided to do this to like inspire like DIY people. But
that's fact, man. I think I'm gonna start doing that, bro. I ain't gonna, cause there's another artist too. Her name is Pat Rizzle. She's been doing it where it's like she's dope. Where she like once a week she'll just it's like almost like her therapy. Like she's like really writing recording like it's a fresh verse. You can tell it's a fresh verse. You know?
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
I'm like I might have to do that too. Shout out to Rizzle.
Totally. Well, I mean, it's crazy because, yeah, especially for someone like me who records himself and shit, like, there's like becoming less and less reasons why to be like, or excuses to like not be consistent in that regard. Like, it doesn't have to be once every week, but even like twice a month, like, you should be able to be like that consistent if you take music seriously these days and you record yourself that often. But
especially like I feel like that's the era we're in right now. Like you could literally make like you could literally like make money like farting, like you know what I mean, like farting on camera.
Nah, I mean
or,
for
like,
real, bro.
Like
you can make money doing like a
do.
lot of bullshit,
like
bro.
whatever. Like so, it's like as long as you have a fan base or what happened.
No, I was gonna say just like TikTok live culture.
I gotta get more into. I feel like
in a bad bro. There's some really weird shit on there. There's
What-
people
oh,
that
like
like
live-
that
like people
read like
going live.
tarot cards and like have people donate to them, and they like
yeah.
don't even know like anything about tarot cards. Like,
Oh,
bro,
wow.
it's like they're doing like spiritual readings for people, telling people like to kill people and shit.
Oh, for real?
There's been
What?
there's like an example of, like this one woman who was telling someone to do some crazy shit, and like
Oh,
they
man.
like thought about doing it because, and then like people in the live like ended up calling the police and shit. But
Oh
like,
wow.
because
Yeah,
it's
no,
like,
that's
bro,
crazy.
all you need is a certain amount of followers to stream there, and then people could donate and stuff, and
yeah,
like.
you go crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts, bro. Like it's like the Wild West with like what people.
I gotta get more on TikTok. I mean, I feel like I'm an iPhone guy, so like Instagram is like iPhone to me, and then like TikTok is like a Samsung, where it's like
interesting.
It's like Samsung. I know you could do so much things on it, but like iPhone is just like it works for me. Like it's simple. It's I know how to do. It's like like
well, also like Instagram has become super TikTok.
Yeah,
like the Reels is TikTok.
Yeah, they've been swagger jacking.
The Reels is TikTok essentially.
Facts.
So
facts.
What do you think about all that shit? Like the posting on TikTok, posting on Instagram, like in terms of like, I guess just like negatively or positively like affecting things.
I think it's the day and age we live in now. I feel like it's part of the rollout. It's part of just I feel like people don't even really care about the music as much as more. It's more of like what kind of vibe are you on, or like what do you represent? You know what I mean? I think I was talking about this too with my boy the other day. I just feel like I've been doing music for so long and stuff that like I feel like I've seen it, like almost feel like I've seen the change in it. Like I'm like, wow, like when I started doing it, I feel like it was more lyric driven. It was more like, what are you saying? Like how, like when you used to tell people you rap, they'd be like, wow, like you know what I mean? It would be like, whoa, like let me hear something. Like they'll be interested. Like what do you have to say? Like how is he gonna put this thing together? You know what I mean? Nowadays it's like, oh, you rap, okay, yeah. It's just like everybody raps now, but it's not like lyric driven. It's more of like I said, like what kind of vibe you on, what are you bringing to the table vibe wise, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Oh, professional.
No, don't worry.
It's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's growing stages. Like you know what I mean. It's like you got to learn from whatever. Like we signed up for this, so we like whatever. You know what I mean. We can't be like, oh, I just want to do the music, like, and I don't want to do the posting and blah blah blah. I mean, you can. There's a million ways to do it, but I feel like once you signed up for this, it's like you're in it. Like you know, you got to figure it out. So
no, and there's a lot of ways to be unique. Like it's kind of like I think if you look at it, in my personal way of looking at it, especially recently, is like the more negatively you look at it and like kind of like it's a chore and shit. The more it's gonna come out that way. Versus like if you kind of try to take advantage of different things, like even if it's just like not promoting your music necessarily, just kind of doing funny skits as you do, which is like something I wanted to ask. Like what inspires like a lot of that shit.
That's funny.
And I also seen you've been going to like comedy shows and stuff, and and that shit seems like a big part of like what you do and what you represent.
Fire.
And I was gonna say like the amount of people on TikTok especially who I see do a lot of skits and they're doing skits and then they make like they're in a band or something and they make music and like their music streams well, but it's like the skits are why people like go to the music. So it's like really interesting. Like that's how they almost handle the promotion, because they probably cringe if they're fucking promoting their music. Like,
okay, for sure.
If they're doing some skit or something and then like, or maybe working the song into that somehow. But like it's not necessarily like new song out now. Like, no one wants to hear that shit anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Nah, you gotta definitely get creative with it. I feel like basically like movies has been a big part of my life just ever since a kid. Like movies was always like a big part of my life. Like my parents, my dad will always put me on, my uncle would put me on certain movies, and like even like a Hollywood Shuffle is a comedy movie from the 80s. Robert Townsend directed it. It's just so hilarious. It's funny. It still stands today. You can put it on today and you'll be laughing. Like
Hollywood Shuffle.
Hollywood Shuffle, yeah.
That sounds sick.
There's Hollywood Shuffle. There's Don't Be a Menace. But comedy, I feel like it's just, I love comedy. I feel like comedians are like almost like they're philosophers. They're like truth tellers. I feel like. I mean, of course, not saying everything. They'll say a lie to tell the truth. Like they'll make something happened the other day, which is not really, you know what I mean? Maybe it didn't happen the other day, but I feel like they speak truth. Like they're the only ones that can really like speak their mind and like kind of analyze the world and like kind of find some funny thing about it. So I feel like I always related to like comedians like Patrice O'Neal. He's like he's probably top 3 for me. Comedian ever. Like I feel like because one of his big things was just being like true. Like he didn't lie. He said lying kind of it kills him. Like so he got to tell the truth no matter what. Like no matter how raw it is, he just had to tell the truth. And comedy I just always gravitated to that in that sense. Going and I'm like you said I've been going to stand up shows because there was shout out this guy Matt Scribble. He put together, shout out Gastor Almonte. He's in my video.
That's the show who I saw you went to, and there was I forgot her name, but there was a woman comedian.
Oh yeah.
who's
Dookie.
on there.
Ayana Dookie.
She is
She's
hilarious,
funny. Did you
bro.
know her before that? Or?
No,
okay,
no.
See?
I saw you post a picture with her, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, like I just clicked on her page just because I clicked on Almonte's page too.
Mm-hmm.
But I clicked on her page, bro, and I just like I fell into her like her joke. Like I was like laughing and shit, and I follow her now.
She's
like,
funny, she's dope. I met her that night. Like that was the first time I heard of her, and she opened. She opened up for Gastor that night. But yeah, Gastor's a dude that he's a comedian. He was on Comedy Central. He does like the storytelling things. Like I don't believe this is happening. I forget the name of the show. But I found him on. I was just scrolling the net one time, and I seen his set, and I was laughing. I'm like, oh, this guy seems cool. I like the way he's a very good storyteller, and I actually just Googled it. I'm like, let me see what his Instagram is, and like his Instagram was very just like, it was very humble. You know what I mean? It was just like he had like at the time I think it was like 2,000-3,000 followers, nothing crazy, but he had like 3 million views on Comedy Central. So I'm like, oh wow, this is dope. So I followed him. I reached out. I'm like, yo, bro, I'm putting this project together. I would love you to be a part of it. Blah blah blah. He was mad cool. He was like, yeah, bro, blah blah blah. Let's work. Blah blah blah. And I ended up putting him in a video on No It's called Do the Math.
Okay.
He plays like my boss in it.
He
fires me in it or whatever. But yeah, it's love because I feel like oh, and this is another thing. I think with comedy and rap is like there's two things in like it might be more, but two things that I've noticed that you really can't front on. Like your body just reacts is a good joke and like a hot bar. Like if you hear a hot bar, you're gonna make an ugly face. Not even without thinking. You know what I mean? If you hear a good joke, you're gonna laugh without thinking. It's just so I love that about, comedy and rap or just music or whatever. It's just like it brings out it just brings out, you know what I mean, your true nature of just like
most definitely.
You know what I mean? So there's two things that I like always kind of gravitated to. But yeah, comedy's definitely been and just doing the skits is just like like you said, it's just another way to be creative and and they've been paying now. Instagram. Like, So I just started getting monetized or whatever. So like that just kind of motivated me more to just kind of just all right, you know what, like let me just and it shows your personality. I feel like
for sure.
You know what I mean? I feel like we're all multidimensional. We all like you know what I mean? We're not just the same every day. We're not in the same mood every day. So it's like for me, I just want to show people like, I want to tap into like just the human side of like the arts and stuff. Like, where like,
I was laughing my ass off today. You put like a motivational speech up. And you were kind of just like joking around with it, like fake motivational. That shit was so funny.
Word, appreciate you, bro. Word. That was just because I just thought, I'm doing the gallon water. I was like working out and then. So I'm just like, I'm feeling very motivational. But at the same time, I analyzed it like, you just put the motivational music behind it and just say a couple words, like, you know what I mean? Like, dedication. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like super casual. You just
supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Like, So, just having fun with it, bro. Just trying to have fun with it and just remember, like, just tapping into that inner kid, you know?
Yeah, no, for sure. Yo, like the stank face, like when you hear a crazy bar, like what would you say was like the first artist like that made you like? Because I feel like that's also tied with like a lot of us, like that made us want to rap.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of those kinds of bars.
Yeah, for sure.
Like hearing those bars, like listening to Wayne and like. I don't even think a lot of those bars when I was a kid. I have like a bunch that I thought they were saying something different because I was so young when I heard it. Like, and then I had to get older and realize what they were actually saying. There was one where Lil Wayne's like smoking sweet or like smoking sour or smoking sweet, blowing sour. I forgot what he said, but I thought it was like something completely fucking different than what he was saying. He was talking about like smoking sour, like the strain, but I didn't know what weed was at the time, so I didn't know.
I think that's what it is because you probably didn't know. It probably wasn't in your vocabulary, so you don't even know. So you just related it to something that. Because I think I did the same. Where it was like I think it was I got a crush on you. It was some verse, and then I was like, she was like, I think back then I was like saying he's a slug.
Yo, that's something to like the That's something to like the musical side though, because it really didn't matter what they said, even though it does matter. Like it's like a whole other level. But, like, at the same time, their voice and like the way they made you feel while they were rapping it. It didn't even matter if you couldn't understand it 100%.
Yeah, I feel like that happens a lot. Like I think people don't even understand what they're really taking in sometimes. like the dude just did the song. He did a cover of the guy from Fresh Prince. He did a cover on like Jimmy Fallon show or some shit of Usher's "Yeah." And then people were like, I just seen the comments like, oh, I didn't even know what Usher was really saying back then, like, because he was basically talking about the girl, she's ready to blow, like he was like basically like some girl came on to him in the club and she wanted to basically like give him a blowjob or something like that.
Right.
But he's singing it and it's like, oh, like you don't even realize what's really happening, like what's until you really analyze it. Like, oh wow, yeah, okay, that's what he's saying. You're just singing along. But I don't know. That's why I think music is. People underrate how powerful music is. You know what I mean?
Most
like
definitely.
If you're listening to a certain genre or just a certain type of artist, like it's gonna influence you.
Yeah.
Like in some sense, you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. There's probably like businessmen that could listen to like Chief Keef and like, you know what I mean? Go to work and like do what.
Yo, there's a
do.
lot of like white kids in Garden City that are listening to like Gunna on like blast out of their like dad's F-150 or some shit. And I'm like, damn. Or like NBA YoungBoy too.
Okay, yeah.
A lot of like affluent white kids I feel like listen to NBA YoungBoy.
Well, you know what? Like
it's just kind of like it's just internet shit, bro.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't know what else to like how else to explain it. Like
yeah, nah, I feel you. But you know what? Shout out to the white culture that really loves hip hop because I feel like even y'all really like I don't want to be weird about it. You know what I mean? I don't know.
No, right.
But whatever.
Say whatever you want.
I feel like it's y'all really appreciate it though. You know what I mean? To an extent of like we're not like let me put it.
Well, there's some people that definitely
I mean?
do, but then I feel like there's a lot of white people that
just kind of.
There's just people, bro, that like I feel like look at like rappers or like I don't know like young black men in general, just like as kind of like a token, like I don't know. It's like kind of they don't look at them as people. They look at them as like just like young like rapper thug guys
It's
who
almost
are cool.
like it's
and like they might not even act racist, but that's like how they feel.
Yeah.
And it's kind of just like a weird dynamic of like, yo, they're people, bro. Like like it's like the
way.
Yeah.
You know what?
I see that a lot.
It's kind of like they get
like,
it. It's like they seeing in.
Like I'm not racist, but then they're like the way they talk about black people is like not like they're actually people.
Yeah, nah,
like
I know exactly
really
what you mean.
weird.
Yeah, I know
it's
what
like,
you mean.
What the fuck?
I know what you mean. But it's crazy because I went to one of me and J6, we opened up for Mobb Deep. I was like probably 2018. This is probably the last. Yeah, this is in Amityville. Me and Six.
Okay, that's ill.
They came to Amityville Music Hall and they did a show. It was both before Prodigy died. And bro, I ain't gonna front. I probably can count how many black people was in there. Probably like 5. And like it was a lot of white people and they knew the words.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like once I seen that, it kind of I was like, wow, like you know what, like yeah, like you know what I mean. They I feel like that's why I said there are people that really. Because I did look at it like that too, from your perspective, where it's like, all right, like, do they really understand?
I would probably say though, at a Mobb Deep show, like most of the people appreciate the music.
Yeah.
Because it's Mobb Deep.
Yeah.
But I think if you go to like a 21 Savage concert, like you're gonna get a lot of like people from households where it's like, bro, I don't necessarily think that the way they look at race is like very, very progressive. Like, just because they like the music doesn't mean that they're not. But like I think people who like Mobb Deep generally are like fans of hip hop and like fans of just like the culture.
Yeah.
Which like
for sure.
And I don't know if that's like an overgeneralization, but that's honestly how I feel. Like fans of more 90s, like 2000s hip hop, like they've.
Yeah. But you know what? It's almost like a sneak peek, like into the lifestyle of like, you know what I mean. But even the rappers that are rapping like that, they probably not even living that way. You know what I mean? Like rap, not Mobb Deep, but I'm talking about like I don't want to name any names, but there's probably like artists that lie about their upbringing and like I was in the hood every day and it 100%. Wasn't. But I think what is fascinating,
or even the way they talk about drugs and shit, bro. Like I bet a lot, bro. None of those guys do Percocet that often and shit, bro. Like, they're on like very crazy schedules. Like do you know how like. I mean, I'm sure Future is doing perks, but bro, like if you got to be up here, down here, doing this here, I mean, maybe that's more of a reason to do perks. But like, bro, perks be putting you to sleep. Like,
word. No,
if you got to like do all this shit and make all this money and hustle and stuff, it's really hard to be doing drugs like that or like lean.
Like Future, I remember Future said that he's like, I don't really be doing all that like as much as you know what I mean as I rap about it or whatever. And people were like, "What?" Like, but yeah, like you said,
I
like,
still think he gets into that shit in album mode. I bet.
Yeah, he probably definitely word. But like the way he was rapping about it back in the day, it was just like, yeah, like if you're taking that much, like you know what I mean, like you're gonna be in trouble. Like sooner than later. But
well, it's like also bro's dropping like 3 albums. Like he came out with those albums in like 2017, 2018 when he just went like drop. And he did that with mixtapes a bunch of times too.
yeah,
But I feel like to be making music at that volume to like that quality, like there's a formula that he had like that he still has like very well thought out and shit to like get a song done. And he knows what to say and what works and what doesn't. So it's like, you know, he might be sober as hell talking about some crazy shit because he knows it's gonna work and he knows how to say it and stuff.
Yeah,
so.
But that's what it is. It's all about frequencies. I feel like when
So
coming up, I feel
well,
like
that's back to like what you were saying about feeling before.
Yeah, the vibes and like what you deliver. Cause like you said, nowadays it's just like who you talking to, and then once you figure that out, it's like people gonna gravitate to you. You know what I mean? Whatever music, it might be a slow burn or whatever. It might be overwhelming at whatever, but sooner than later, if you stay consistent, like your tribe is gonna come to you. You know what I mean? There's people that's gonna be on the same frequencies and like understand what like damn, I needed to hear this. Like that happens, like that happens a lot. Like even the other night I was driving home and they was just playing. It just felt like, oh wow, they playing this for me. Like it's just certain artists popped up. I don't even know the artist, but it was on a Sunday. It was like actually gospel rap, but it was pretty fire. Like
oh yeah,
I didn't know I was like, oh wow, like they really rapping, but it was they wasn't cursing, but they was still talking like, you know what I mean?
Have you ever heard Lecrae?
No, who's that?
He's a Christian rapper, but he got some shit. Like he's cool. Up. Like I mean, I don't really listen to his music, but I remember when I was in high school, like this one teacher who was like very Christian. I don't know. He would try to put people onto it because it was like really positive. But I remember seeing it and being like, "This is not whack." Like,
nah, word,
like, this isn't whack. It's just like not for like it's. I'm not Christian, so I'm not gonna listen to it. But like,
nah, for sure, nah, word. It's so it's just like I said, like it's just whatever you really are. I feel like we gotta channel our feelings because it definitely it helps other people. You know what I mean? It helps us.
Bro,
and
yes.
It helps other people, and
it's like a disservice if you don't, because you never know who needed to like hear what you were gonna like say or like what you were gonna, you know.
Yeah. There's a like I be like when is there time like I did a song the other day, right? And I'm like, I said a line like it was like kind of an uplifting song because I've been trying to be more positive and just kind of create those type of vibes more. So I said a line where it was kind of like I said, if you're feeling down, have a smile on me. And I felt like it was a cheesy line.
No, I kind of like that.
You know what I mean? But I felt like I set it up. I said something like that. But I stopped myself and I was like, should I put this out? Because I felt like it was cheese. But then I'm like, nah. It does feel good. Like when like when it's actually being played, like played out, like when it's played out, like the bar does feel good in the moment. But it's those moments where I'm like. Maybe I feel a little vulnerable, like when I'm like, but I'm trying to lean into that feeling more. Yeah. Where I'm like, all right, if I feel uncomfortable about this, I'm gonna kind of keep it there, cause I feel like that's, you know what I mean. It's like you got to get out your comfort zone. I feel like that's growth a little bit. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I've been doing music so much that I've been like, there's a formula I can make. You know, a rap, write a 16 or whatever, put some metaphors in there, but like now I'm trying to tap into more. Like, you know what I mean? I would say like Kid Cudi's always been a big, you know what I mean, inspiration. Mac Miller, like Mac Miller's last 2 albums is amazing, like Circles and Swimming, like just that type of vibe where it's more about like what the song is about as opposed to like, cause me, the way I be writing is like I try to put something in every line. Like I try to write it in where you could understand it in a surface level. You could understand it if you listen to it in like a deeper way. Like there's another meaning to it. But what I'm trying to gravitate to more is now is just like, all right, how am I feeling right now? And like what, you know what I mean? And what do I want to say on this song? Like, let me make this song about this and really like stick to that topic and like, because I feel like there is a tendency to be like, like. My ego wants to be like, let me be cool here, and like, let me say this cool thing. Like, all right, put a bar about some bitches here. Like,
or it's like you could come to a level with like making a full song and then kind of post rationalizing the meaning and being like, well, that's what the song is about because I said this and said that, which is how it happens like a lot of the time with us. Like I know that's how it be, and that's beautiful because I mean, also a big thing with me lately has been recording and like not being afraid to re-record shit. Like it's harder the more time passes because you got to be like, if you bounce it and then listen to it a bunch, then it's like fucking nearly impossible to be like, all right, I'm gonna redo the verse. Like it's fucking impossible. But if you like are like, nah, I want to try to, or like you listen to it the first time and you're like, all right, I'm gonna just try to redo this, and like you come back in the same time that you're kind of when you're inspired to do it. Like you can't ever rush it or force it. But bro, that shit can make a song a lot better because you could kind of just, it's almost like having two like you make it, I don't know.
You enhanced it. Like you sat with it and then you're like, nah, this is bugging me. Like, let me change this.
Yeah, it's even like the way you could like say something sometimes is like, oh man, like.
Or you'll hear it and then you'll sing along like, oh, I should have put that there. Like you'll put like a little ad lib or something that's not there and you'll be like, oh, that would be dope. That would bring it out. People love that too. Like there'll be songs that people just like. I like the part when the ad lib when you're just like, ooh, like, or just something. Yeah, it's like a little part. Yeah. And it's like, wow, like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, so you never know. It's like, it could be an ad lib, it could be whatever, but yeah, the people gravitate to like.
Yeah, those are the kinds of things that like make you and stuff too. Like those little moments.
Facts. Word. But yeah, definitely. I don't think I told you about. You asked about like inspiration too, right?
Yeah, I was about to say like who was the first rapper. I was about to go back to that question that we never even answered.
I never answered that. Word.
Yeah, the question was, in case I clip it, the question was, who was the first rapper that kind of made you stank face? Like the first verse that you heard that you're just like,
okay,
damn.
Biggie was like the first rapper that I just was like, wow, this is just cool. This guy is just the guy. Like, you know what I mean? He was just, to me, it was just like the template. It was just like, wow, this dude is just dope. Freaking hypnotize me and stuff. What else? Just Big Papa. Yeah, Juicy. Freaking. But
yo, that's so cool, bro. Yeah. 'Cause I gotta say, like that's one of my early ones too. Like when I was in like 7th, 8th grade, like.
And it's almost like you just not because it's like it wasn't like something that I was like analyzing or just like it was just like, oh yeah, this is rap. Like this is rap. Like this is dope. Like blah blah blah.
It's like unbelievably smooth too.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, how does this sound like silk like this? Like,
yeah. I think his cadence and like he's dope. Like just his cadence and like you think about it, like he's made 2 albums and it's just like, you know, like when he was alive and it's like those are like timeless. Like you could still play them today and like what he's rapping about is not it's just dope. Like the way his cadence, his flows. But I would say like the first rapper that really like, because I wouldn't say I went like Biggie, his bars, I love his bars, whatever. But people that made me do the stank face, like when I got a little older and like understood, like it was like Fabulous was a big guy, big part of like I just like his metaphors, like the way Cassidy was like a big guy that was just like Cassidy was definitely one of my favorites coming up, like where he was just like I'm just like, yeah, this guy is. I try to memorize a 10-minute freestyle on 97.
Similarly, when I really,
yeah, I probably
when
could
I
do
heard
it
Fab
too.
For the first time, I was like, bro, how is this so butter? Like,
yeah,
I was like, this shit's so. I was probably like 13. I'm just like, bro, and it was like the most fucking. It was like it was the song he's like, give you that iPhone 4 FaceTime, like
just so like
that fucking.
Like I
was like, this song is fire.
Facts. And I like them because also I think
on like my iPod Touch and shit. Like, I was like, like my iPod Nano, like
facts. Fab and Cass, there's a bunch of like, you know, Dipset was a big Cam and I like Mace.
So
these
was are
fire.
all New York guys.
Yeah. I was a big New York guy, yo.
Yeah.
Yo,
this is all New York.
Yo, you know what's crazy?
That's what's up, bro.
I didn't even like Wayne because I was just so, not that I didn't like him, but Wayne to me was like how you would like to me when I was coming up, like Wayne was like like a Southern guy. You know what I mean? Like to me, like I was just so New York. I was like G Unit, like so Wayne. I didn't really like. He was just like so South to me that I just didn't really gravitate to him as much as I probably should have. You know what I mean? Because he was doing a lot, like going crazy. But like when like he would be, I feel like Wayne to me growing up was more like if you would like say like a 21 Savage or something. Like you know what I mean? Not I wouldn't say like.
It took me a while to like actually not hate Wayne's voice. Like, when I was really young and I first started to hear him, like, 5th, 6th grade, bro, like, I didn't like him.
Yeah.
I was like, I kind of thought he was like I was like, I don't like this.
You know what it is?
I don't like his voice. Yeah. It was too, like,
He makes it look effortless. That's what it makes it look like. What are you doing? But you don't.
And then my mind changed real quick, and I became a big fan.
Yeah,
like,
once you realize
fast,
this guy is going nuts. Like you, yeah, like
by
that.
8th grade, I like loved him. But like before that, I remember there was like a period, bro, where I was like his voice, like I don't know.
Yeah, nah, word. Like, I understand. Like that was a part, like a little piece, like, cause I was just so New York. I was like, it was Dipset, it was G Unit, it was Fab, Cass, and like, I mean, Cass is Philly, but yeah, it was. And what I like about those guys, like Fab and Cass in particular, is they were smooth. Like they were very smooth. Like they made it. I feel like rapping to me was at a point. I feel like you had to be like some type of gangster, or like you had to be rapping about. You had to be tough guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or you had to be like whatever. But I feel like those guys kind of made it cool to just be smooth in your delivery and like still be saying hard stuff that you don't have to be like so like animated with. But it's just kind of like, you know what I mean? It's just like, oh, it's like you said, like the butter, it's like a butter knife. It's like, oh wow.
Yeah.
So it was those guys that I kind of like gravitate to because I think it's, yeah, I feel like when I think it's tougher to make a person make an ugly face without having that like. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
like
yeah.
That
has
that
to be
build
thrown.
up,
It has
like,
to be thrown in there.
And then, like if I like the fact that it's like whoa, like it's just hitting you. It's almost like boom, 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 and then
it's
like
like
you know
kung
what I mean?
fu.
Yeah, this is hitting you from. It's like you don't even know where it's coming from. You're like oh, but like some people they like the build up of like boom, 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 bar, boom, 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 bar. But the way they was rapping, it was just so like there's a bar in every line or almost like
totally.
So that was a big inspiration too for me. And then I'm gonna keep it up. Drake, So Far Gone was like a big like that was like oh okay like that was a big one where I was like this album
music can sound like this.
Yeah, music can sound like oh it's not all about like being tough and being like blah blah blah. It was like he was being vulnerable, but it was in a cool way where it was relatable and it was just like oh he's really like breaking down like relationships and just like successful, so crazy. Like
his melodies, bro, are also just retarded.
Yeah.
Like the way he like, I honestly they always, especially in that period, bro. They inspired so many people.
For real,
like that, like Take Care, like So Far Gone, even up to what's it called? Nothing Was the Same. Like
Nothing Was the Same. Where
almost everything before that, bro. Like he was like I was just kind of rapping Comeback Season today.
Comeback
like
Season,
some songs off that shit.
Yeah, that was fire. Like I still got that album mixtape on my.
That's one where like the bars are just like.
Yeah, well, he was like conscious. Yeah, he was
like,
kind of.
What the fuck?
He was definitely in his bag. But yeah, those
She used to be a Christian before, and now all she want to do is shop for Christian Dior clothes.
Yeah. What's that? Going In for Life?
Yeah, bro.
That
shit
is fire.
ridiculous.
Yeah, for real. But yeah, he's another one. He like figured out the formula and just got it in the head. Like I respect it, man, because
he's a goat. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he is, man.
He might not be the greatest, but he's like up there.
He's definitely a goat. Yeah, he's definitely just the accomplishments he's doing and just like
his consistency.
He's consistent. Yeah, like you know what I mean. I respect that, man. I respect that. Word. But there's a bunch of guys. I don't want to Andre 3K and like. There's a bunch of guys that I loved and I enjoyed like lyrically. Mos Def is one of my favorite guys too.
When did you start rapping?
I started rapping like in middle school. Like
when did you start putting music out?
When I started putting music out, officially probably like 2012ish, 20.
Oh fuck.
2013.
So it's definitely changed a lot since you started putting shit out.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely. That's what I mean when I'm like. I seen it go from like lyric driven to just like what do you like? Let's like what's the vibe? Like
I mean, it was harder to do in 2012, I would assume, right? Like to get a studio, to get someone to record you, to.
Yeah, it was more. Yeah, it was definitely like. You know what it was? It was like like this. The knowledge wasn't as available. You know what I mean? Like it probably was the same thing, but it was like the knowledge wasn't like as like DistroKid or like. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Certain streaming sites, like it wasn't as like easy to just sign up and just put my.
I
remember
mean,
like getting
now
my
there's
stuff on
like
iTunes
literally an
big,
economy of like up and coming artists. Like there's so many services and stuff that help.
Yeah, to help them, and there's big major ones and like independent ones and
even like plugins with like music. Like,
but I remember like putting my stuff on iTunes and being like, wow, like this is an accomplishment. Like I feel like a real artist now. Like my shit is up there with like iTunes and like Spotify and all that. So
Was that Cold Turkey?
Cold Turkey, yeah, Cold Turkey. Cold Turkey was like my real official mixtape, my first official mixtape that I put out. I had a mixtape before that was called Under the Influence, which was my first. That's why I called Cold Turkey, because my first project was called Under the Influence. So and then my second project is called Cold Turkey. My first project was Under the Influence, and I feel like it was called that because I was like I'm a bit of a drinker, you know what I mean? So I was a bit of a drinker, and just I feel like I put it as I was under the influence of certain aspects in my life, like, you know, certain people was in my life, certain whatever. So I made that album, and I feel like that album was very raw, like very like if you listen to the album, you could hear like the anger, but just the aggression, and I'm just like really in your face, like ah. And I wanted to show people I could rap. Like I'm gonna show you guys I could rap. So I was rapping that whole album, but then and then I kind of, when you first start out, you feel like, all right, I make this, I'm gonna put it out, my phone's gonna ring tomorrow. Like somebody's gonna call me and be like, yo, we heard that, we're gonna sign you. Yeah. So it's like, so I put it out, and then once I like, all right, I got a great response. You know what I mean? I still like some of my best like people that still follow me today, like are from that mixtape. But then I kind of had to sit back and be like, okay, I feel like I rapped my ass off on this project, but I don't know. I'm not getting. I don't. It's not. I still want more. So I'm like, Cold Turkey was like me being like, Cold Turkey was me being like, you know what? Let me. I'm gonna still rap my ass off, but I'm gonna add like some hooks and some melodies now. Yeah. So like Cold Turkey was like my first time like really getting in my bag, like trying to make actual like songs and music and stuff like that. Where like I don't know, I feel like growing up, like, you know, it's just like that era, like you gotta rap, like boom boom boom. So even me singing was like me trying to break, like, all right, you know what? But I always enjoyed like, you know, R&B. It's like,
yo, you're crazy versatile with the styles. Also, like you were bumping like Teddy P.
Yeah, Teddy Pendergrass. I remember, yeah, I put you on.
Yeah, oh yeah, bro. My mom be fucking with Teddy Pendergrass. That's why I think it's funny.
Oh, she knew about him, right?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, he's a beast, bro. Yeah, like my dad.
But like you got a wide range of what inspires you for sure.
Yeah.
That's filthy, bro. Cause like, all right, that's dope.
Yeah, I love music. I there was a point when I remember I had an Audi. I bought an Audi in like 2015 or some shit, 2014, and it only had like a 6 CD changer in it. So I just went back and like was just buying mad albums from my childhood that I don't feel like I could have appreciated. Like I couldn't understand. You know what I mean? You're probably still like how we put in the words that's not even the words there.
Oh yeah.
So it's like now now I'm older. I'm driving like and I even went back and I was like listening to Nirvana. I used to think rock and roll was just rock and roll, like like headbanger stuff, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then I heard Nirvana. I'm like, oh whoa, this is dope. Like these guys are actually, it's like melodic, but it's like heartfelt, and it's just awesome. Like the lyrics is dope. And like so it was that time where I was just like, I'm inspired by just greatness, like whatever form it comes in. I'm just like, oh wow, that's dope. You know what I mean? So like, who's your first artist that was like, oh,
probably Hove.
Hove, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't even name Hove. I'm tripping.
And yo, it's probably from like NBA 2K. Like when I was like NBA 2K like 08 or like NBA Live 08. They had Jay-Z in that shit, and I remember hearing it and being like, oh, like this is crazy.
What song it was?
Bro, I don't know, but Feelin It was like one of my favorites. Like real quick. Right. You know, I think it was a public service announcement.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah, I think I heard that shit, and then I kind of went into just Jay-Z and stuff. And
Jay is definitely like that. That's, I ain't gonna front. He's my goat. I ain't gonna front.
He's my goat too.
Yeah, he's
This is why we get along. So
I had a little moment, like couple years, where I was like, I wasn't sure. You know what I mean? I would be like, nah, but I was like, and he's just the GOAT. He's just the GOAT.
He's my GOAT. Like all in. Like I don't even know if it's just music. Like as a fan as a rapper that looks at rappers. I mean, I'm an independent artist, and I do enjoy like other parts of being an independent artist other than just being a rapper, like some of the business aspects of it, like marketing and stuff, and like with like Ice Spice, for example. Like, bro, I didn't even like Ice Spice until I started to like respect her marketing.
Yeah,
like her marketing is retarded. Like I don't even know if she's doing it, but like whoever's doing it, it's so on point. Like she is doing it. Like she's posting. Bro, everything she posts is like so on brand. It's like so on, like, and people hate it, but then that's also like helps it, and like it's consistent, and like
You know what's crazy too? Cause not to go back, but the comedy thing, going to the comedy show, I felt like I could actually just appreciate the show. Cause going to a rap show, I feel like you're always like kind of not competitive, but
yeah,
you're like,
yeah,
I could do that.
yeah,
I could do that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you kind of,
yeah.
it's a good,
yeah,
but like going to the comedy show, I could be like, it felt so. It felt good because like, oh, you guys are doing this too. You guys are going through this struggle too. Like, but I could just be a spectator now. Like, I could just enjoy the show
Yeah.
as opposed to thinking like. That's why, like, you bring that up as far as like does that even
how many
listening to
Spotify
music,
listeners they have? Who do they think they are?
Yeah, exactly.
This, that,
and
this,
it's not
this, like,
hate. It's just like
no, it's of course
It's like
you
once
do
you
it also.
It's like if you're a filmmaker, you're not watching a movie as like a regular audience member.
Yeah.
You're looking at the shots. You're like, oh wait, why did he use the crane shot, or oh, he could have used the mid shot here instead of the close up. You know what I mean? It's just your brain automatically thinks that way. So it's like in a rap show, I can appreciate the artist performing, but it's more of like I'm watching, almost like not taking notes, but a little like depending if I go to like a big, like I went to like a Benny the Butcher show one time, you know what I mean, and like I'm just why I'm appreciating the show and stuff, and you know what I mean, but it's like it's a different feeling when you're just like, all right, you know what, when I was watching comedy, it's just like, oh, I could I felt good because it was like, we're not in this struggle alone. Like, as far as like, it just, I don't know. I was just appreciating it. It was just a different feeling, bro.
Yeah.
It was dope. But
nah, big feel that.
do you listen to music like that? Like, do you like? Can you like?
I'm pretty aware of like what I can't do. So like when I could like really respect certain storytellers and rappers that like I'm like my bread and butter in rap isn't like rapping the way like Wiki raps or like Navy Blue. I mean, maybe I could be inspired by that and like do things, or like I don't know. I guess that's like two examples of I saw Navy Blue and Wiki live, and those are two underground guys. I don't know if you're familiar with them.
No,
Sage and Navy Blue and Wiki. But or even like going to see, I saw Funkadelic recently. Like, bro, I'm not that. I mean, it's easy to like watch that kind of music and be like, this is crazy,
and just enjoy it. Yeah.
Right, but even like going to see like I don't know, bro. If I was to go see like a YBN Corday or some shit, I couldn't stand it because I'm better than you. Like, nah, bro. Like, there's certain rappers like that that I'm just like, what is this? Like, how? What is the appeal? Like, what is the appeal? I'm sorry.
Wait, Corday, is that the one that dates the tennis?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I'm sorry.
That song with Anderson .Paak, I'd be like, damn, I wish I had that verse.
Right.
But he does his thing. Like,
he's a great guy. He's a cool guy.
Yeah,
but like as a rapper, bro, I'd never listen to that. And like people that like that kind of like, cause bro, it seems like, I don't know, bro. It seems like he got into the game off of like a viral YouTube video and then like kind of learned to rap like after, because he didn't have like that catalog and that come up in like the space. So it's like, and he didn't like he made like. So like, I don't know. It's easy for someone like me who's been grinding for years to be like, I can't like look up to that. That's not like. I'd much rather look up to like the guy I was telling you about before, Isaac Zell, like, or like any Ben Beal, or fucking Chris Patrick, like in terms of young and up and coming guys who are like independent and who are like, I don't know, they do what I do a little bit more, so it's like more respectable.
Word
to me.
I feel you. Word. No,
I mean, I'm not talking shit or anything, but
no. It's just real shit. It's just like I said. It's being an artist. You watch it you listen to it from a different ear.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's like I feel you.
But I guess what I was saying is like I know very much like, oh fuck, they're doing some shit that like I definitely can't do that. So like then it's easy for me to just kind of enjoy it.
Fire.
Like I'm not necessarily like, why am I not that good? Or something. I'm just like, just gonna enjoy this. Like,
nah, I hear you. Word. Yeah, nah.
Because I remember when I went to the Wiki
but that's
show,
what I mean when
I was really just enjoying it. Like I was a fan of the music and I was rapping along. But like, I mean, he's like, if you were to describe him, like independent artist, like rapper, like it's very similar to like what I do, but I just don't feel like it is.
But not even in a negative way, like when you're watching the show and you're like, oh, I could do this better. But there's even things like when you're watching the show and you're like, oh, I like the way he did that. Like I like the way he interacted with the crowd. I could probably, you know what I mean?
That's a good point.
Not like swagger jacking, but you're just kind of learning. It's like you're taking it in, like, it's an experience. So you're just like, all right, and you do it too. So you're just kind of like, steel sharpens steel. So it's just like, Yeah,
for
if
sure.
you enjoy somebody, you could learn from them. You could learn from anybody, you know.
For sure. It's kind of in the same thing with me, in the same vein as like when I listen to music in general.
Yeah.
Because I'm an engineer, like I mix.
Oh yeah.
So
you
it's
got it
it's
crazy.
broken.
Yeah.
Like I don't even I don't listen to music the same anymore. At all.
Yeah, damn. Because
like,
now you're thinking about the mix.
I'm not
and
even
stuff.
like, oh, my mixes are amazing. Like
Yeah.
my mixes aren't even great. Like I'm still getting. They will be in like 3 years, 5 years, some shit.
That's just like, I feel like, because I love recording with you. I feel like you're one of my
Yeah.
favorite, like.
I'm in a stage right now where I'm like, I know how to mix a really good song. Like
Mhm.
I understand it, but
Mhm.
I'd mix a lot with my eyes, not my ears. Like I like overdo certain like compressions, so it ends up sounding too harsh or something. And like maybe that's not even something like someone else notices, but I notice it, and I'm like, damn, like that needs to sound softer or something. Like
Yeah. Nah, word. Nah, that's why, because you do have like you're a rapper too, so you have that ear of like just, oh, let me add this. This will be dope. Let me echo this out. Just naturally, you'll just do it. You know what I mean? Without asking, or, you know what I mean? If I do ask, then you just you know how to just kind of just place it there without. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
no, most definitely.
Yeah, nah, that's what I like. I definitely.
I mean, my specialty is like in terms of like being an engineer is like recording rappers.
Okay, dope.
Like, I'm nice with that shit. I'm confident. I could probably record anyone.
Yeah.
Like, cause I feel like I know what people want. I know it's pop. Like, I know to have that like delay in the other channel underneath. Like, to have a couple channels ready. Like, I mean, not that shit is hard, but like you see people all the time fumbling like that shit up with people. And like, there's nothing worse than being in the booth and having an idea and then not being able to get it out because they're like, wait a second. Hey, give me 1 second. Give me 2 seconds.
Yeah.
All right, give me 2 minutes. Let me just. It's like no. Like I need to keep
so
going.
Antsy,
but like
so
I get that
antsy.
as a rapper too, so I'm like, boom, 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 we got this. We're here. But
Facts.
what was the first time you ever performed? Was it like right when you first started rapping and shit? Or?
It was
Cause you said you started rapping in middle school. But
yeah.
then you didn't put music out until like 2012, 2013.
So yeah, middle school we started rapping. It was just a thing like. When we had like a little crew.
You grew up in Bayshore, obviously.
Brentwood. Yeah, Brentwood.
Think of the 6.
6
isn't even Bayshore. Oh, he is Bayshore.
6 is Bayshore, yeah. But yeah, nah, I just we recorded and we like putting it on CDs and like sold the CDs and like brought like pizza and stuff. It was like a collective of us, like 4 or 5, like 5 or 6 of us. That we all just rap. We all had our own tracks on.
I'd love to get my hand on one of those CDs.
Yeah, word. I wish I still had it, bro. I feel like somebody out there still has it. But yeah. So that was like when I first did. But then I stopped rapping. I was like very into basketball. I was like very heavy in basketball. And then after high school, I didn't know what I really wanted to do. It was kind of scary, you know what I mean? And I was like, what should I do? And then I don't know. My boy was still rap. One of my boys from middle school that was no, you know what happened? I was dating this girl. That's what happened. I was dating this chick, and she told me she rapped, and she told me she rapped, and then she recorded stuff. But I was like, why don't you put it out? And she was just like nah. And I don't know, something in my head, like it just was like, wait, what? Why are you doing? Like, why are you rapping and not putting it out? And then like it just something clicked in my head. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just put an album out. Boom. One of my boys was still rapping from my middle school group.
Yeah.
And we kind of linked up again, and we put a show together, and that was one of my first shows. It was probably like 2012, 2013, and but that was probably my worst show too. I got so drunk, and I was like, I think I had smoked like right before, and this is like before I wasn't really smoking heavy. But I smoked like right before I got on stage because I was just trying to, I guess, I don't know, just trying to get the edge off. But that was probably one of my worst shows because I like fumbled the words. I was really just out of it, and I was just
if you're prepared, being nervous is not bad at all.
Yeah.
I've realized that.
Yeah,
like preparation is literally everything.
Yeah, for sure.
If you're prepared, you could be as nervous as hell, and you're still gonna do fine because you're prepared.
For sure.
Or like it's gonna show that you're prepared because you're prepared.
Definitely.
It's like even if you're like fucking up, you're still not fucking up as bad as you know.
And I think you're nervous until you get on stage, until you actually, you know what I mean? Like, I mean that still happens to me. Like I feel like I got.
Oh yeah, the minute you start actually rapping it goes
you
away.
Kind of but yeah, that was my first show. Was like one of those. It was just bad. It was just like. But I
how often do you come out? Have you come out before and you're just rapping off rip? Like you don't get introduced. Hey, this or no, you get introduced. Buddy Lofton, battle rap. Give it up for Buddy Lofton. And then the song starts. You come out.
Yeah. I mean, it varies. It varies. Sometimes I do like. Sometimes I just, you know what? Because sometimes you just want to get into it. You don't want to even.
Well, I was gonna say my best shows I did that.
You just get into it.
I just start.
Yeah.
Because it's like, if I'm like gonna be like, hey guys, I'm Jack, blah, 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 it's like really, it becomes, I feel like I kill it a little bit before I come
you kind
in.
of killed him.
Like, because I feel like just the way I am, like I'm very much like kind of like funny and just like, and then I like go into a song that might not be funny or something, and then it's like, what the fuck?
That's weird. That's interesting. Word. That's fire. Word. Yeah. Nah. I think I guess it's all depending on like. Cause like even during the No Recess run, I feel like when I was doing No Recess, I was in the crowd like rapping, like trying to. Cause I feel like the No Recess energy was just more in your face. So like now I'm doing Polish. I'm not. I don't go in the crowd. Like I don't know. I'm still trying to find like the footing with performing it. But I feel like with Polish, I want to feel like one of those lounge singers that's just like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Come fly with me. Like, just very, like, I just want to feel very like that, like very polished and like, you know what I mean, with the piano. But
come fly with me.
I want to, I want to feel like that. Like, I want to be like, come, like, enjoy the show, enjoy this art.
Well, I went to see you perform Polished a couple weeks ago, and like we stepped out of the car in the parking lot, and we saw you off the rip, you were wearing slacks and like a nice ass jacket.
Yeah,
I was like, damn, okay, I see you, buddy. This is what we're doing.
Yeah, bro. I was
no
like,
Supreme tonight.
Yeah, facts. I was suited and booted. Yeah, man. Me and Josh, we had that chemistry, and we was actually working on No Recess too. But I don't want to jump ahead. I don't know you. I'm just
bro,
chatting,
no.
know?
I'm happy you're chatting. I was gonna actually just ask about you and Josh's chemistry, and like it's a lot of people these days. Not a lot of people. There's a lot of projects that'll come out, whether it's like Nas and Hit Boy or even Jay-Z and No ID.
No ID. You produced the whole thing.
Yeah. All right. So like you like these kinds of like artist producer relationships that prove very like kind of like important, but like what would you say about you and Josh's kind of artist producer relationship that you keep coming back and making music with him?
So me and Josh met at he was one of like the first producers that I felt like we just kind of clicked, and it was a mutual respect. I feel like I was grinding, Josh always been grinding, like he's a beast, you know what I mean? He just always,
bro, his beats are crazy. They're consistently nice.
Yeah, he's
like,
a monster,
nice.
man. And just I feel like that's why we click, because we're both workhorses. Like it's just like, we trying to work or what? Like Josh is very just like, he's not like, he's not gonna try to like cater you, like not gonna like, I forget like the words, I'm going blank, but he's not gonna be like kind of try to like dick ride you to get on his beats. You know what I mean? I feel like there's certain producers that'll just try to be like, oh, they'll be, you know what I mean? But I feel like he was just always just like, he knows he's dope. And he's like, if you want to work, let's work. You know what I mean? When we first linked up through another mutual rapper, I don't think he raps anymore, but I was doing a feature for him, and Josh was in the session. Josh, he handed me like his beat tape, and I'm like, oh, where's it dope? And then at that time, I was still rapping on YouTube beats. So I was like, seeing an actual producer. I'm
what
like,
year is this?
This is probably like around that time, like 20. I don't even know, bro. It might be around like 2011, 2012.
Oh, so you known Josh that long? It's going on like almost
15
years soon, bro.
Yeah, it might have been.
Well, not really soon at all, but
I don't know. I don't know. I gotta confirm with Josh, but I think it was around that time, because I want to say we linked up right when I was recording Cold Turkey. So like, I actually started recording with Josh Cold Turkey. He recorded it, but he didn't make all the beats on it. But he just recorded it and mixed it for me, and he made like 6 beats on it out of like 12, and then from there, we just was like, yo, we got to do a project. So he was like, I was like, bet. And then we started working on the project. I think we did No Recess. And and then from there it's just a chemistry, bro. We just have,
bro, No Recess was the first thing I heard from you, and I was like,
that's love, bro. Word, appreciate that.
Crazy.
We were so frustrated at that time. I feel like we just felt like I feel like every rapper feels like that. I mean, at a certain point, they feel like, I should be bigger, and I deserve, you know what I mean? So I feel like we was at that point where we both knew we was dope, and we was like, yo, let's make something that we could just show, like, we just shut people up. Like, we can do any kind of genre.
Bro, like, that's like a great album that shows your versatility. Crazy.
Thank you, bro. Word, love, bro.
From like More Sauce to
Money Counter and stuff like that. Like Van Gogh, word.
Yeah, Van Gogh. What's my favorite one on there? Shoot me down, Bulletproof.
Oh, Bulletproof. Yeah, that's one of my favorites,
man,
too.
That one's ridiculous.
That's heartfelt, word. I was in my bag with that.
Also, that has what's it called? Uh, the the Larry the Promoter skit,
Larry
bro.
the Promoter.
Where you're like, Uzi's big brother, his cousin from the grandma's side. Is
Yeah,
gonna be there.
he's gonna be there.
That's a ghost. That's a goated skit, bro.
Nah,
I remember
he's just doing
when I heard that, bro. That was like a time that I was dealing with a lot of that kind of shit. I was doing like Hot 97, Power 105, like showcases, and like pulling up, and I was hungry, bro.
Yeah.
I remember doing like my song Thunder KD, doing like a couple of different songs, and I would always be pissed because I felt like, but I thought like the more aggressive I was, like the better it would be. Whereas like I've come to this point where like probably being super aggressive is not like the best way to get
my
boy.
That's
my message
that's
across.
how I feel like we're all jaded a little bit because you know what it's like people make a living like once you realize like, oh wait, there's people making a living off of just your dreams. Like they're just trying to gas you, make you think you want to, you know what I mean, pay this, and then it's a little bit naive too because you do think like. This is a journey. This, you know what I mean? There's not gonna be one show that you're just gonna get.
There was some good networking opportunities, and there's actually people from Power 105 shit that I did, like this girl Victoria Dennis, who's I think my brother's age.
Yeah.
But she's doing shit, and like I see her doing shit like for like Long Island Nets and stuff. Like she's be doing shit in music, and I'm like, damn, like I met her at this show, and like she'll like comment on my shit sometimes. Like we're tapped in like with each other on like social media. That would have never happened if it wasn't for like this showcase I did. So that's why I always like. I mean, bro, like I'd never pay. Like I think I probably paid like $150 to be in that one or some shit, or like maybe something like that, because it was like some Power 105 DJ that like hosted it or something. It was like
But you see it now, like as far as like
probably just made $1,000 off of doing this night or something.
For sure. Because then I'll start thinking, I'll do the math. I'll be like, wait, if you charged everybody, there's 18 artists performing. If we all paid $150, that's. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And then they gotta bring. So I'm starting to do the math in my head, and I'm like, wow, this is just all like it's a come up. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
As an artist, a young artist, you're so hungry. You think like this show is gonna be the one. They're gonna like this song. I'm gonna be on regular rotation on Hot 97, Power 105 after this. But it's like it's all a journey. It's all a learning experience. So Larry the Promoter came from that too. Just that journey of just like meeting all these guys. That's offering all these things and like, oh, you got to pay this much though, and then you got to bring these much people and sell this much tickets, and then it's just like so much work, and it's like as far as like it's just a lot. It's a lot because you as an artist you just want to hone your craft, you just want to get on stage, but now they add another element where it's like you got to invite your friends and like. You know what I mean? Even if you're not really that seasoned yet, you know what I mean? Like you're not. Sometimes you want to just go out there and like just shoot in the gym. Like you know what I mean? Without having to invite like 20 people to come see you. You know what I mean? Like it's like, and as an up and coming artist, like sometimes I just want a crowd. You just want a crowd. Like,
well, also, bro, it becomes difficult for me when I was asking my really good friend about this because he's in a band he's in a punk band called Catcher. My boy Zach, shout out Mezzo. That they do crazy numbers in person, and like, bro, their Spotify monthly listeners are like right where mine are, which is like. I mean, I put money into my Spotify, like making sure songs stay on playlists and stuff, which like I definitely like have like a little budget for that every month in terms of like what I like put towards that. And I got like I don't know what they do or whatever, but bro, they're in person, they get like 100+ people or like like 60, 70, 80 people regularly like touring in Brooklyn and New York and Connecticut and all around, and they were actually a South by Southwest like featured band.
Dope.
Because like the punk scene is a little different than hip hop, where like people really come out and support those shows. I'm long-winded saying like I had a moment at my last show that I did, which you performed at, which was the album release, where I was like, man,
that was fire,
I have some great friends, because like 90% of the people that were at that show in that crowd were my friends. And I got some really great friends and some really great. That's probably like an exaggeration, probably like 70%, right? But still, like. So, like, it's difficult, bro. Like, demanding that much out of my friends, like, constantly to, like, come see me and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's, like, it weighs on, because I'm like, damn, like, I don't want to ask fucking George
like
and
a pest.
Again, to come to my show for, like, like, it's kind of like, and, I mean, that's a thing that you have to get over, for one, because that shit isn't real, and, like, people are going to support you, or they won't support you, or, like, that's on them.
Word.
But, like,
But then sometimes also you invite him to a show, and then it's like
my boy was like,
18th.
My boy was like, it's gonna be your friends. It's gonna be your friends at the show before it's your fans, and like you're gonna have to go through that whole thing. Like it's your friends until it's not, kind of situation. And that's what he said. And that like really stuck with me. He was like, yeah, it's gonna be your friends until it's not.
Yeah,
and like
I mean,
I'm like, yeah, like that's kind of a crazy way to look at it, because like,
but it's kind of, well,
have you ever had a show where someone pulled up who was just a fan of you and pulled up because they saw it online?
Yeah, one of my shows, a couple of times, but
I'm sure
one
you
of the
have.
first
That's
times
why
it
I'm asking.
happened.
That's a crazy feeling.
Yeah, I'm like, you kind of want to interview, like, wait, you kind of look like came for.
I had this kid who was like, who saw me once and he
Yeah.
came to another show of mine
Yeah.
because he was like, I wanted to see you again, and I was
Yeah.
like, bro, like.
Yeah.
I
it
wish
means
I had
a
a
lot, it means
T-shirt.
lot.
Like if you were like
Yeah.
some shit, like you
No
were the
way.
man.
Yeah,
I like remember this kid's face. Like I remember like
yeah,
that's only happened to me once, but that shit
Yeah.
was mad cool, bro. Like
yeah. I remember I signed somebody's face, like forehead, one time. That was a crazy moment. Like that was real crazy to me. I was like, whoa, what the hell? Like, serious right now? Like, you know what I mean? But it's, yeah, I feel like
sign my forehead.
sign my forehead. But yeah, one of my boys, Josh Lee, he came.
That's
came
a
to
little
the show.
crazy. Are you serious right now? Like, come on.
Yeah, I felt kind of like, it's almost like when somebody asks for like a bad tattoo.
It's like Talladega
Yeah,
Nights,
tattoo,
like
right?
sign my baby. Like
Yeah. But now it was love. It was love. Like that was like that 2019 run. I was in a different bag. I felt like I
you're
really
like,
felt
motherfucker,
like,
of course you're here for me, bro.
Yeah, I felt like I really had like one of the best sets in the world at that time. Like I feel like I had like I had everything on my side. I had like Woman Friends. I had like Van Gogh, which is like rapidy rap, and I had Bulletproof, which is like heartfelt. So I feel like I had a little bit of everything. That like, you know, I had bars, I had like sing-songy music, and I just had heartfelt stuff. So I just felt like my set at that time was just, and I was performing it all the time, so I felt very seasoned and comfortable with it. So that was like one of the highlights of like that year when I was like, I did this show, and like after the show, some girls like, oh, my friend wants like you to sign her forehead. I'm like, what? And I went over there.
Should have been her tits, bro.
Where that's like, I was like, that's the next level. Like that's when I knew I really made it. I get a boob. Sign a boob.
Get a boobie. You got Feelin It on
Polished.
On Polished, yeah.
Aaron Blue. Shout
And
out
that's
to
back
Aaron Blue.
that's back to Jay-Z. That's one of my favorite Jay-Z songs, honestly.
Yeah.
I was super hyped when I like was listening to the album the first time. It was like the day the album came out, it was like January 7th or something.
Yeah, it was the 6th. Yeah,
6th?
it was the first week of the new year. Where
I was driving down to Philly that day, and I was bumping it. Like I bumped it like twice on my
Fire.
drive down.
Fire.
And I
That's
was
the
yo
best
when
way
that
to-
shit came on, I was like, hell yeah! Oh, that's the
Yeah.
best way to listen to music.
Yeah,
definitely in the car.
just driving.
Because I was really listening to what you were saying and shit. Like it was
Mhm.
like if I was to listen to it in here in the morning while I'm like drinking coffee or something, which like I try to listen to music like every day before I like, you know, if I'm sitting down here or something, like try to listen to some music. But like a lot of the time I'm like on Instagram on my phone.
You know what's crazy?
Doing
I feel like
something
when you're
else.
doing something, like your subconscious mind gets more focused. Like I feel like the most.
Well, bro, that's when you know something's good because you have that moment of like.
Mhm,
Like when
mhm,
I'm
mhm.
listening to something new and I'm
Yeah.
not paying attention, and
Oh,
then I'm
yeah.
like, "What
Wait,
the
yeah,
fuck is
you run it
on
back,
right
like,
now?"
oh, yeah,
Like,
exactly,
You're
yeah.
like, "Wait a minute,
Facts.
what is happening?"
Facts. Yeah, I remember writing Bulletproof at work where I was just like, I was so fed up with like, I think I was dealing with like a videographer or some shit that didn't want to like send me some footage that I asked for.
I feel like the Terminator.
Yeah.
Too
Word.
determined.
Yeah, and I feel like there was so
Terminates
much
out to
things.
meet your maker.
Yeah.
That shit is ridiculous, son. Like ridiculous.
Facts. I feel like there's so many factors that's like, well, it depends on what you're focused on, because there are a lot of factors that make it harder for you to do the music. But like you said, if you really look and be like, yo, I actually do have a lot of dope fan bases. Like you said, your friends like pulled up to your show.
Yeah.
Like you could either focus on the fact that like, you know what I mean, like, oh, who didn't come, but you focus on the fact that, oh, look,
Bro,
at
I
all
see
the
see
people.
artists all the time that are like that are doing cool shit that don't have the same like friend circle as me, and I'm like it makes me grateful.
Yeah, for
For
sure.
real,
yeah,
because
yeah.
like I see people all the time who like do shows, they can't get like more than 3 people to pull up, and it's like, well, like it's real because like they just can't. But I'm like, I really got that network of friends, and I'm so grateful for that.
Facts.
Like
Nah,
I got
100%.
good friends, good family too. My cousins, my brother, my brother's boyfriend, everyone, bro. Like everyone is down to support. Like
yeah, nah, that's love. That's a
and
big
it's
part of
fire.
like, yeah, that's a big part of like it keeps you fueled, like keeps you like going and stuff.
It's something you could definitely take for granted. I will say.
Yeah, I
I will
for
say.
sure. For
Like
sure.
there's like, you know.
Then
yeah.
there's other like it could be like, oh, like yeah, because it just it's all your focus. So it's all about perspective. Like, 'cause, you know what I mean? If you focus on like, oh, who's not there, as opposed to like, yo, my family's here, my friends are here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's all about perspective. But
Yeah, I mean, I'm fortunate, bro, that I have people in the moments that I don't feel like I can do it anymore. Like,
Yeah.
which I've been in those moments, especially since COVID. Like,
Mhm.
I'm
Yeah.
never gonna outwardly say it, but like, there's
Yeah.
definitely been like pockets of time where I'm like, oh my god, like, I don't even know, like, if
Yeah.
I even want to make music, put it out. I don't
Mhm.
even know if this is what I'm trying to do. I don't like nothing I see inspires me.
Mhm.
I don't want to be
I
like,
feel like
I don't
those
want to be like
moments-
any of these people.
I feel like
And
the
it's
next day
there's
something just comes.
a lot of the times, oh, totally.
Or like, you know what I mean?
But like people, the fact that I had people there, I was trying to say that like believe in me, even though I don't believe in me, is crazy. Like I am so like, I gotta do it for those people sometimes.
Yeah,
like,
no,
and then
100%, word.
and then it's back, and then it comes back to like what you just said, like something happens and you're back to you.
Mm-hmm.
But bro, it's funny. Like I mean, as someone that makes music all the time, I made a song a week for my whole fucking like since I've been like in college basically. Like I live music, like I really do. That's what can make it frustrating, because you're like, damn, why am I still here? Like what am I doing wrong? Like what am I, you know? But
yeah. Nah, that's why I even made a song like Van Gogh. There's on No Recess, where it's like his Van Gogh, Vincent Van Gogh. He didn't. I heard he didn't sell no paintings when he was alive. Maybe he sold like one, and then now
that's
you can go to New
that's
York.
sad though. Yeah,
it's crazy. You know what I mean? And then now you go to New York, they have a whole exhibit, and you know what I mean? It's like it's crazy that, you know what I mean, like, because the stuff we're making is really. It's timeless. It's always gonna be dope, but it's just like people just you gotta. It's, you know what I mean. It's the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. It's a timing. You know what I mean. It's all about timing and shit.
Yeah.
So
it's crazy when you
always
hear
gonna be
about like
dope.
Robert Johnson, like the blues guy,
Mhm.
like the like early 1910s, 1920s.
Yeah.
Bro, the man was broke. He died broke.
Yeah.
And he's like in like history books for music. Like
Yeah. It's crazy,
like,
bro.
what the
It's
fuck?
real crazy.
Like,
yeah. But that's why
one of those motherfuckers, Beethoven or one of them, they were also like broke.
Yeah.
Broke as shit.
Yeah.
Whichever one like didn't work for the king or something, like, because some of them like worked for royalty and they were lit and they were basically royalty.
Okay. I think they're making a movie. There was like a black guy that was like, I forget the name of the artist, but he was like a Beethoven.
Uh-huh.
They're making a movie about him too. But they were saying supposedly he was better than Beethoven.
Yeah.
But
some white dude just took credit for all the work.
No, I don't know if it was like that, but I think I don't know. I don't know what happened. They made a movie about it. I want to go see it. I forget the name. I gotta go. I wish I knew the name. Like I gotta Google it.
What's like the most recent movie you've seen? Because you're a big movie guy.
Word. I seen Cocaine Bear. This is the most recent, but I seen Creed 3 before that.
Okay.
So Cocaine Bear was funny. It was dope.
Cocaine
it's just
Bear.
what it is.
I'm waiting for that one to be on Netflix, because I feel like that's
Yeah.
gonna be like some Ted vibes.
My nephew wanted to see it, so I feel like the cool uncle. I'm like, yeah, you want to see Cocaine Bear? Come on, I'll take it.
That's awesome.
I seen him. I seen Creed 3, which was dope. I feel like that was fire. I was never big into like the whole Rocky franchise. Like, I don't know if that's like a. I feel like I feel like that's one of the things you gotta watch. You gotta watch Rocky.
I'm not crazy either, bro. Like I watched them as a kid. They never like did much for me.
I want to watch it.
My dad was like, you need to watch Rocky. I remember watching Rocky. I was like, all right. And I remember watching Rocky 2 at some point, and remember, like, I don't even think I finished it.
Oh, right.
And then,
I
like,
tried to watch it the other night. I tried to watch it the other night. But
And
the
then,
guy
like-
he never blocks.
Okay.
Rocky
I don't
always
know.
gets hit, bro. Like, bro, if you watch every fight he's in, he's just getting hit. He
Stallone.
never does this or like dodge. It's like he just gets hit, boom, boom, and then the music changes, and then he starts winning.
Have you seen that show that Stallone is on? It's like a streaming show that came out like last year.
Oh, like he's like a cartel guy or some.
Yeah.
Some type of. Yeah, no, I haven't seen it, but I heard about it. I heard it's good.
It's kind of fun.
Is it
It
good?
is kind of good. It's just funny because it's Sylvester Stallone. Like
Oh,
he's
yeah.
like
He's
like
like
playing
Kingpin?
Sylvester Stallone in it.
Oh, okay. That's
Nah,
funny.
yo, it's he goes to jail for like 30 years or some shit, and then he gets out of jail. He's like a mob guy or some shit, or like a kingpin, something. But he gets out of jail after like 30 years, and he still thinks it's like 1990. But it's like,
Oh, word? Oh, he's
and
like
they
trying to
no,
move
and
like
they
that?
tell him to go to what's the town and what's the show called? It's like not Omaha, Nebraska. It's like some town like that, and it's like Ozark. Like it's called the name of the place. Like it's called
fire.
Omaha.
Oh,
or
okay,
something.
yeah, I know exactly.
I think it might
what
be
you're
called
talking- I forget the name of
Omaha.
it. My girl was
I gotta look it up now. Now I gotta know.
where she was telling me about it. But I'm gonna look up the Beethoven movie guy.
Tulsa King. That's what it is.
Oh, okay.
He's in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Mm.
Yo, Tulsa King. That shit is mad funny. I watched that with my family, like the first episode of it,
Mm.
and they literally just play on the fact that Stallone is just very like, he's just a character, bro.
You'll be doing an interview and they'll just be like, they don't even know your name. You know what I mean? It's like they're asking you like just generic questions
Bro,
that nobody gives a fuck about.
I'm not gonna put this on, but I did an interview.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah, how was that? Oh, did she do her research?
No,
right? Yeah, that's
no.
You be so disappointed.
Yo, she pulled up to do a literal interview for my song Summit. Like it was over a year ago, and she never heard the song. And like, bro, we were texting about like, hey, I really wanted to do an interview for my song Summit. Yo, sounds dope. Blah blah blah. Like, bro, it was only about one song that was like 2 minutes long.
She didn't hear it.
Yeah.
She pulled up to do the interview anyway. That's ballsy.
I was so disappointed, bro. And then I recorded all this shit. This is before I did my own shit. Like, obviously now I'm doing my own interviews because I'm like, I'm so tired of motherfuckers.
Oh, so you set it up for her to interview you, basically.
And I was gonna send her everything. I sent her everything. I sent her the audio. I sent her the audio separate. I sent her the video with the audio. I sent her the video alone. Like I sent her every possible thing you would need to edit it. Even if you were just gonna edit it through your phone on like iMovie. Never came out. Never. I was like, damn.
That's
like,
hilarious, bro.
And like at the same time, I was like, you know what, bro? Like, you know, it's expectations that you need to like make sure that you have set for like, I don't know, bro. Like, you know, there's certain sides to. All right, my boy got written up in Pitchfork. My boy Alex, Black Kush, he got written up in Pitchfork, and like, there's a side to that he didn't even know that they were writing up for him. They just did a write up about him.
Fire.
They didn't even know. They didn't even ask for a word from him. They didn't ask for anything. They just did a write up and posted it because it was a fucking like whatever, an intern there, writer, new writer, something. Someone was given the leeway to write about who they liked, and they wrote about my boy.
Fire.
He was a crazy lyricist.
Yeah.
He used to be in Urban Architects. Now he's not.
What's his name?
Black Kush.
Oh, okay. Did I meet him?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Great guy though.
Okay.
I've had him on this podcast before, so like if I'll show you on YouTube or you'll see it on YouTube probably. But he got written up for in Pitchfork and he didn't even know. But I'm just saying that like, you know, sometimes like if you have to try too hard to get like I don't know, any interview I've done that's fire has been because someone else wanted to do it. It's not because I want to get interviewed.
I want to get. Oh, okay.
I think that's the pitfall.
Yeah, you're right. I think
that's the pitfall.
You're right.
Because it's like I was kind of like I wanted to do this interview with you last time because I've had like in my notes when I first started when I was first like all right I'm gonna do the spotlights. I was like who can I do spotlights for? And I was like you were one of the first names I wrote down.
Yeah.
So like anytime I've been listening to your shit since then I've wrote down like Larry the Promoter skit, different things. I was just writing things down like all right like, this would be cool for like Buddy shit or. And then even today, I was listening to your shit a little bit. Like I went back and listened to No Recess because I haven't heard that shit in like over a year, or like maybe even longer than that. But
hit.
OD.
Thank you,
bro. The way that More Sauce came in, I'm just like that shit is still very timeless. Like, it's not like that song aged.
Yeah, nah, for sure.
It's really sick, and it's also crazy how like melodically like. I mean, bro, when you record, I'm always amazed at how like well you can control your voice and stuff. Like you don't really need much like post like processing and shit on your voice because it's so good.
Yeah, I think that's from like recording with like back in the day when you just had to kind of like do it right because you know what I mean. There was not a lot of like even like now I don't punch in a lot just because it's just in me. Like I just
there's nothing wrong with punching in.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Sometimes it's better to punch in.
Yeah, nah, exactly. Like but that's you know what I mean.
But also,
like,
if you're one of those people that's gonna punch in every third word because like.
Yeah.
And then
I've seen that happen too.
Oh
like,
my god! And then you're like, why is this verse so hard to like make it sound the way it's supposed to? And it's like, well, because like every third fucking word is like punched in. Like
but I was laughing too because like you know what? Because I feel like I don't know if you're Jay, but it's funny. My boy Kenny Shane, he's a rapper too. He had like this little post on Instagram about like just being kind of jaded about like. Well, he said you gotta over deliver and expect nothing, kind of like he was like he said because he said he was in a lot of like opportunities. Like some guy was like I think it was something about like some Mets guy he met and he was like, yo, I could put something like I don't know, I forget the story, but it was like
he was gonna interview someone on the Mets.
No, it was like he got a chance to make a theme song for some like for the Mets or some it was some type of stadium type of music thing. So the guy Kenny ended up like sending him like 4 or 5 joints, and then you know just he said over deliver and keep your expectations low. So and he's like I feel like he said that he felt jaded because he's like he'd be like it'd be like sometimes it'd be like, oh, it's my birthday. Should I be happy today? Like, I think that was so funny.
Yo, I got a question. Because you're a nice guy, do you ever feel like people take advantage of like how nice you are? Or are you not that? Are you not that nice generally? Like, cause I see nice. I like you always been a nice guy to me.
I'm cool. I'm always cool, bro. I think I'm always cool. You know what I mean? I don't. You know what I like?
Because I find myself getting like fucking. I'm like doing things sometimes. I'm like, why am I doing this? Is it because I'm like nice and I'm just like I said I would, or like, I'm like what the fuck?
You think? Yeah, I feel like people do take kindness for weakness at times, but
even subconsciously, right? Like they just start asking for a lot.
Yeah, for sure. But then
we're expecting a lot.
I think that shows their weakness, you know. It kind of
for sure.
Because you're aware of it, you know what I mean. You know when it's like, all right, I'm gonna do something for this guy, boom, boom. But then if they, you know what I mean, take advantage of that, you become aware of like, oh wait, nah. But it kind of shows like it's like snakes in the grass. It shows like, so it's like it's a double-sided coin where it's like you're gonna meet genuine people where we're gonna lock in and make dope music and we're just gonna vibe.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna meet the other side of the coin where it's like people are just gonna take advantage and like blah blah blah. But it's making you stronger at the end of the day. You know? So, I think it's one of those things, and then I do think sometimes you just gotta talk your shit. Cause I'm nice to an extent. Like I feel like I'll let you, like if you step on my shoe one time, I'm gonna be like, all right, he did it by mistake. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna just, oh, he stepped on my shoe. Wow,
yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. But if you do it twice, then it's like, all right, now you're playing with me. You know what I mean? So it's like kind of that type. That's how my like kind of philosophy is. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt.
So like, there's people in terms of like art and stuff that I just like. Do you ever give like, I don't know, I've given like people, said videographers, said photographers, said even like rappers and stuff who have like kind of asked for too much or like kind of been wilding. I give them like a piece of my mind almost sometimes, or like I get in an argument or get in like a thing where it's almost like I should have just played it cool and like cut them off.
Yeah. No, you know what's crazy? I've done features for some people that like I feel like once you kind of like. You do like they feel entitled to you, or like people that I feel like people if they do a favor for you,
I did a feature once
like
and I gave the person the beat, and this is my friend like still, but I gave the person the beat and like the beat was for me, and the song was for me, and I gave it to them after I featured on it, and then they just dropped it without telling me. Didn't know what the name was.
Oh wow, yeah.
Didn't tell me when. And I got enormously pissed off at the person,
Yeah.
and then it was kind of like a thing with our relationship. But looking back on it, I'm like, oh wow, I wasn't wrong like about any of that.
No,
Like,
for
what the
sure.
fuck?
That's
Like,
mad like bogus.
That's crazy.
Bro. That's
Like,
bogus.
like,
Yeah.
I just made
That
this
just happened,
happen, and
yeah.
now I don't even know what it's gonna be called or
Yeah.
when it's coming out. Like that's fucked up.
Yeah, nah, it's bogus, bro. I just did a feature with somebody. I did like probably like the third feature, and then like I noticed like, wait, this guy didn't tag me in the thing. Like he didn't. My name is not. It's like it's like he put my name on the artwork, but on DistroKid it's just his song. Like,
Yeah.
I'm on the song, but my feature. I mean, I know some people do that. But I feel like they're in the industry. I feel like when you're coming up, you want your credit. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, wait, so your name isn't on the artwork?
It's on the artwork,
Okay.
but it's not on the actual like song.
Oh,
like,
so it
on
doesn't say
iTunes.
featuring Buddy Lofton?
It doesn't say featuring Buddy Lofton.
And you're on the song.
And I'm on the song, yeah.
What the fuck?
But I'm like, why would you do that? And I don't know. It's just I've learned.
I've only done that once with my good friend who doesn't care that much about like putting his name out there and shit.
Okay. Yeah. But you checked in. I'm pretty sure, or maybe
I was just like, bro, you did a hook, and I'm not
know.
gonna put it necessarily
Yeah.
as your name. And he was like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, exactly. If they do like a hook or like I have like Isaiah on. Sometimes Isaiah will do Isaiah Serenade. He'll sing some certain things, but I don't credit him all the time because it's like he's doing background vocals.
Yeah,
I'll credit him
background
on
vocals you do not have to put a feature
Yeah,
for.
I'll credit him on like the the actual.
But if the person
thing.
sings the hook,
Yeah.
then that's very Hollywood to not be like
Yeah.
featuring
Yeah,
this person.
bro, I was so
That's,
mind blown,
like,
bro.
Insanely Hollywood.
But I
Like-
noticed. I feel like when you kind of you gotta trust your instincts, bro. You gotta trust your instincts in
Especially because
because
the hook with a lot of these songs, the chorus is the fucking song, bro.
Yeah.
You don't give
exactly.
a fuck about your shitty ass verse, like
Right.
fucking you nobody.
For
like,
real.
nah,
So it's like-
that's such a foul thing to say, but it's true a lot of the time.
Yeah, no, I think you just gotta protect your brand and like trust your guts and trust your instincts because I feel like I said, I think when somebody does a favor for you, I think they feel like they own you after. You know what I mean? Like I feel like if somebody does a favor, I don't know the example, but yeah, I feel like that in my experience, I feel like if you take a favor from somebody or something, like if all right, so even like a video, you know what I mean? If a guy because everybody, we're all artists, so we're all sensitive. So it's just a bunch, like, it's all about different perspective. But, yeah, it's like, I feel like that's been my experience. Like, if there's certain things like that's why I don't like I'm if I do anything I'm like making sure we're both everything's okay, like we're both on the same page, because if you just kind of let people assume things, then they just gonna take it wherever they take it in their head. You know what I mean? Like, and I've learned that like I'm like yeah nah I'm at the point I'm trying to just protect my brand and like trust my instincts on like who I want to work with, and like you know what I mean, stuff like that, because you can get lost in the sauce and just be around bad energy and just like blah blah blah, you know, bunch of shit.
Bro, most definitely. It's really
Word,
easy to kind of realize like that you're in a bad place, but
word. But yeah, I mean, I love like, and I don't want to like, cause I feel like I love music. Like, I love doing music. I feel like it's definitely like a great outlet. I mean, just to express yourself and just really like help people. You know what I mean? Like people get through life and stuff. You know. I want to make it that I want to make a masterpiece. Like that's my. I just want to make something that's just so timeless that you know what I mean. Like it's gonna be here forever. Like you know what I mean. And we might have already made it. You know
how
what I
much are
mean?
you tripping on like becoming like a big artist? Like what's your goals in this shit?
I want to be. I just want to live like lavishly off my music, like where but that's like learning the business side of it as well. I don't want to. If I do sign to a label, I just want to be able to have the leverage where I don't have no 360 deal or just
Yeah,
some
yeah.
shitty deal. Uh, but my goal is definitely just to be my own like artist, like where I could just I'm very like I'm known all over the world, but like independently. Like it's almost like I want to be like Keanu Reeves of the rap game, like where like Keanu, I heard like he's still or like Bill Murray, like a Bill Murray where he's just like he could still take the train and shit, but he's a legend, you know what I mean? And he's just like I want to be able to live comfortably and be respected and just and yeah and just make my legacy, you know what I mean?
I always think
That's
that
what-
way with like Alex Toomey or like Jason Joshua or like
Mhm.
Dave Pensado. Like those are all engineers
Okay,
that mix for like Taylor Swift, Metro Boomin, Young
fire.
Thug,
And I
fucking
didn't know not. Yeah, I'm
anyone,
sorry.
Russ, Usher, all those guys. And bro, I guarantee you those guys could get on any train, go to
Mhm.
any restaurant. People just
Yeah,
like, who
and
is this
just live
successful person? Like,
facts.
because
Yeah.
they look the part. But
Mhm.
I mean, it's not like, oh my god, look it, it's
Mhm.
a hit. Like it's like
Mhm.
nah. And
Do you?
that's very interesting to me. Even with the Instagram follower thing, like
Mhm.
Dave Pensado probably got like 4,000 followers on the gram. That
Mhm.
man's done like
Yeah.
historical shit in
Fire.
music,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh wow, like what are I don't know, like, yo, there's a million people trying to follow like the world stars, the hubbubs, like what the product ends up becoming. But like in terms of the process of it, like in terms of like the real shit in it,
Yeah.
like how many people really care enough to like study it and stuff, and then like all of a sudden you're breaking down the amount of people that there are. Like
Yeah.
it's like, oh, there's a million people trying to rap, but then how many people are trying to rap and like understand like the insides of the business and stuff, like really? And then it's like, oh, you start to really break it down a little bit and shit.
100%. Is where I was gonna ask you something, but
I was thinking about your project and well, your recent project, Polished, and like how that came about, and also the song John and Sam.
yeah.
Is that like
Uh, John and Sam.
or
Sam and
Sam
John.
and
Sam
John?
and John. Sam and John.
Your
Sam
song
and John.
Sam and John.
Yeah, that's based off Pulp Fiction. With
Right.
Sam Jackson and John Travolta. Because I feel like me and shout out to Jay Sos. He's from Brentwood too. We're both from Brentwood. I feel like we're kind of like I put it as like we're hitmen, like hitmen for hire. Like as far as like if you call us to do a feature or whatever, you know what you're gonna get. You know what I mean? We come to kill. You know what I mean?
Shout out
So
Sos. His shit is
yeah,
pretty ill consistently.
facts. Yeah, shout out to Sos. So yeah, we just have that. I think just from being from Brentwood, just something in the water. It's just like we just have that chemistry. So I just and then I put it like Josh is like Marcellus Wallace on the track. So we definitely gonna try to put a video together for that. But that was definitely one of my favorite features on I think that's the only rap feature on the album.
Yo, I want to
Yeah.
shoot a lyric video for you for that album.
Oh, word. Yeah, let's do it.
I don't know if you've seen like the videos I do for WOBN.
Nah.
They're
You
kind of. I'll show you some of them.
okay. Yeah.
But they're gritty. They're not high budget crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll kill a nice little lyric video for a song that you're not trying to go big budget video for.
Yeah. Okay. Word.
And I'll make it like really cool.
Yeah.
And I'll show you some of the other ones I have, and like you could just let me know what kind of style or what. But
Thanks.
if we got like 2 cool shots of some shit, and yeah, like a song that's lyrical, probably preferably, which I'm trying to think. I feel like that whole album is pretty. You got bars on that whole shit.
Yeah, no, word. I think I feel like I'm very proud of that. Like my writing on there, I feel like it's very, like I said, polished. Like I feel like it's very like, it's not like, I feel like No Reason was more in your face. I feel like this is more confident, and it's more of like stand on it music, like where it's not like a lot of bells and whistles. It's just good beats and good lyrics, you know, and it's like I said, stand on the music, because I feel like doing music, you always come across people that's like, you should do this. You should do some Ice Spice joint, or you should not ice, but you should do drill. You should do a drill song.
Yeah,
you should do
yeah.
that. You should that. So this is me
Oh,
just
no.
being like, nah. This is going back to my roots of just like what I like. This sounds like you know, like classical hip hop, almost like where it's a good feel good vibe and good lyrics, and then it's like I just have messages on there throughout the projects. I have like a lot of my favorite lines, you know what I mean, are on this project. So yeah, I'm just trying to really, like I said, stand on it. Like this is just like, whoever's rocking with me, they're gonna love it. Like I'm speaking to my tribe on this one.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
and we were talking about earlier how you pulled up in slacks and a nice silk jacket or something.
Yeah, word.
For the rollout, and
Yeah.
and in the cover, and for the performance that you did, and
Word.
so like I could see the like effort into like the branding that you're kind
Yeah.
of putting behind it in terms of
100%.
like your image and stuff, which I
Word.
think is mad fire, because I feel like you're the kind of person who can really embody that suave kind of energy.
That's
I
love.
mean, you're a character, and in like the coolest way, like
Yeah.
you can embody that shit
That's
really
love,
well,
Word.
bro.
That's love, bro. Word. We got the video dropping on the 31st. I don't know when this is dropping, but got a Wonderful Day video dropping the 31st, shot by Branch Out Visuals. And that's something I'm really proud of. I feel like this one came out pretty good. I feel like it captured.
Is that the one that Vizo and you and
Yeah, Vizo and
okay,
Supreme
that was-
Kai,
yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
they play. I kind of based it off of like it go back to my love for movies and stuff, like the 5 Heartbeats and like the
Bro,
Temptation
I'm a
movies.
good actor, just so you know.
Yeah. We
If
gotta
you
do
ever
it.
need someone,
Yeah.
bro,
We
I
gonna
get
shoot
it.
the
I
video,
get
too.
into part like crazy. Like I honestly don't be doing acting and shit,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna just not even. I'm gonna not be humble with it.
Yeah.
I'll talk my shit, bro. Like
Mhm.
I could get.
Yo,
into,
and
I
that-
could get into a part.
Fire.
Like if I
Yeah.
like want to be this, like I'll like take
Yeah.
10 minutes and I could get into that shit a little bit.
Fire. I think it's natural, because even the guys, like I was kind of hesitant, and it goes back to like just good friends and good people, like good artists that you meet throughout this process. I asked them to kind of be in the video to help me, get the video done, and their roles are kind of like the backup singers. But these guys Kai is a great, amazing artist. Vizo's another amazing artist.
You got some
You know-
women in there too, right?
Yeah, I got shout out to Nisi. She's like a video model actress with she does it all too. And then I have Vanilla D. She's an artist, and she's dope too. She's more of an artist than a video girl, but she just came out.
I follow her on Insta.
Yeah, she's good people.
She's cool.
But we're
I
all
never got to
performers.
meet her. I don't even know why I follow her, honestly.
Yeah, she's I think she do some show together or something.
Recently, the one that you went to,
Yeah, me, One Take, Anthony John.
bro,
and,
I really wanted to go
Tyler
to that
Harris.
show.
Yeah,
I
It
really
was
wanted
cool.
to
It was
go to
cool.
that show.
It was a good vibe. It was fun. It was definitely fun.
I want to do some shit with you in One Take.
Yeah, One Take is a beast too. Yeah,
I ran
like
into One Take at the mall. Do you have shit with him?
Nah. That's another artist. I feel like we always, it's like we always cross paths, and we're like, yo, we gotta get one in. But
yeah.
I feel like it always happens organically.
Yo,
you know what
he's
I mean?
nasty.
Yeah, he's a beast.
He be
Yeah.
taking it seriously too, which I like.
Yeah, no, 100%.
I really like.
Yeah, he's one of them ones. He's another guy I met from the Airwax. He's like Airwax Hub, like one of the OGs.
You know what's his name? C Rich Beats.
Yeah, I do.
That's my connection with One Take.
Okay.
Because I saw
follow
One Take
him.
at the mall,
Mhm.
like at Roosevelt Field. I was like walking by and I was like, Onetakecarter. He was like,
Uh.
oh, what's up? Like, who are you? And I was like, oh, I'm Justwoz. And then he was like, oh, I've heard of you
Oh, right.
through C Rich. Like C Rich told me about you and shit.
Oh, that's love.
And I was like, man, like that's crazy.
Yeah, nah, he's dope.
Because me and C Rich got a couple really crazy records that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nah, I gotta
he'll
tap
hit
in.
me up every now and then and be like, bro, like what the.
I gotta tap in. You know what's funny? I follow him too.
I suck. Shout out C Rich, man. I'm just not consistent enough, bro. Like, I'm like, man, I'm sitting on this record. I'm working on obviously my next EP. I want to drop this tape with you, which is actually on my front burner right now. Like I want to drop a tape with you before like halfway through the summer.
Okay, yeah, bro.
Like,
I feel like we
need like a name sort of to like brand it wise, and then I'm gonna just tell Chash make a crazy cover for this front and back and shit, and like
and that's gonna be crazy, bro. Yeah,
do a psycho. Make sure we got a Psychopath video before we drop the single.
That's a must. That's my favorite. I think that's one of my favorite songs.
I'm also thinking about for Psychopath like doing the video myself.
Yeah, I'm with it, bro. Whatever. I don't know. I want to definitely make sure that, but whatever, it has to be fire. Though.
Nah, for sure.
I'm with whatever.
I'm just saying if it's all black, if a lot of the shots are black and white sort of vibe, which is kind of how I see it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want it to be really gritty. I want to talk to Branch Out Visuals. Is that guy named Ben?
Yeah, Benjamin. Yeah.
I want to talk to that guy because Moody was telling me about that guy.
Yeah, Benjamin Adam. Or shout out to Benjamin Adam. He's an artist too. He's another guy that does. He sings. He makes beats. He shoots videos. Shout out to Benji. He's been especially a big part of this rollout.
He rap too?
Yeah, he raps. Yeah, he just dropped an album called Slow Burn.
Wow.
Yeah,
I might have to check that out.
Yeah, he's pretty dope. He has great vibes. Like I think, yeah, we're definitely gonna collab more. He's been a big part of my rollout for Polish this year. He shot the first video, Wonderful Day. So yeah, he's a dope guy, bro. Definitely tap in.
Man, shout out Ben. That's crazy. You making you doing videos for people, and you are like high quality, good videos for people, and you're putting your music out. That's
for sure, bro.
That's something that takes a lot of discipline for sure. Like no doubt.
All right, man. Yeah, Polish, man.
Bro, you and Six with South by Southwest. Like I'm gonna get out there with y'all probably like next year. Yo, because I'm gonna make you guys go out.
Yeah, let's go, bro. I gotta get to South by. I was so excited, like, cause every year I'm like, damn, I want to go, but then it's like, I'd be like, nah. You
realistically have to go put it together like August, September, right?
Yeah. Like probably. maybe you can probably do it like November.
But that's
it comes March. What is it? It's in March, right?
Yeah, I feel like if you get an Airbnb like in like September, it's probably like not nearly as much money.
Oh yeah. Because the inflate. They already know the festival's gonna be there, so like the prices go crazy.
I'm really trying to go next year and just kind of like, because I'm trying to get on within this next year. I'm trying to be a lot more consistent, and if I'm in the same place in a year, I might just have to make myself quit. Because I'm like, yo, I need to be more consistent. I need to be more, like, on the shit, like, back how you were saying you were in 2019 and I was in 2019, too, in my eyes. Where I was doing the most for myself all the time.
Yeah.
And,
but you're also hard on yourself. Like, I feel like we're always hard on, bro, you're doing a lot. You're doing a podcast right now. You do the Twitch. You're rapping. Like, you're doing a lot, too. You know what I mean? So it's like, we're just hard on ourselves.
It's all supposed to be supplemental though to like the main thing, which is like Justwoz making music. Yeah.
And then you're making music every, you know what I mean? You're making a song a week. You know what I mean? And
but I'm not putting enough of it out.
People. You know what I mean?
Enough of it out. Yeah, no, that's the part. Yeah.
You know,
there's only so much time that I could spend in this room and shit. So.
Yeah, I feel you.
Nah, man. All right, so like, you be traveling a lot. Like, what's your favorite place to travel to in the country?
Right now probably.
Because I feel like I always see you around the map.
Yeah, I mean, I've been more like in the States. Like I've been I feel like I've been like Denver. I've been Miami, like the Florida area. I've been in a lot of places, but I want to start putting that stamp on the passport. You know, I just got my passport renewed. But yeah, my favorite place to go right now is like LA.
Let's pull up to Germany or London or some shit.
Yeah, bro, I'm trying to, bro.
I'm super down.
Yeah, I feel like overseas they really appreciate like rap.
Italy's not as crazy with rap, but like France, like Paris, Berlin, Hamburg.
I know Six is going to France. May or something. I don't know. I might go with him.
His boy Theo from there, right?
Theo's from there.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, bro. My boy Mike was just in France. My boy Jack, who's one of my good friends from growing up, he does voiceovers. He's a voice actor.
Oh, word?
He got into it during COVID, bro. He's a voice actor. He's signed to an agency. Him and his girl live in Paris.
That's fire. Yo, I wanted to do that. I want to do that, man.
Bro, if you get into it, I can put you in touch with him because he's nice with it.
I wanted to get into that.
I can see you doing it for sure.
Yeah, I wanted to get into that too.
I can see you doing it for sure.
Yeah, man. I want to be all around just entertainer, man. I want to be like the Jamie Foxx of rap, like. kind of like where I could just, you know what I mean. But I think that's what I have. I think being so versatile is like a gift and a curse because it's like I feel like I don't know because I feel like sometimes sometimes some people are only gonna hear you one time. You know what I mean? Like whatever they hear from you, they could be like, that's what he does, and then they're not. You know what I mean? After that, they're not listening again. You know what I mean? So I think being versatile is a gift and a curse because like sometimes they might hear me singing and they might be more of a rapper guy and then whatever. But I think that's just comes with like how you roll it out. Like Kanye did it great. Kanye is a great example when he did like 808s and Heartbreak. It's like it was all that vibe. You know what I mean? So I feel like I'm learning that too now. Is like like my goal this year. I think I might put out. I'm definitely. I put out a hip hop album. I'm putting out an R&B album, and I might put out a gospel project, like a little gospel, like four songs. Like this is
Bro, Everything Will Be Fine is one of my favorite songs by you too.
that's love, bro. Word. Oh, shout out to Tone.
Everything will be fine.
Yo, cause it was
Everything will be fine.
Yeah, that was
Bro,
around COVID, bro.
That one is nuts.
Yeah. You know what's
That
crazy?
one's
Because
nuts.
me and Tone linked around COVID, and we was talking because he's very spiritual. You know, he's a very in touch with himself kind of person, and he's very knowledgeable on a lot of subjects. So, we linked up, and you know that was around COVID. There's all the conspiracies was going around and all the
Yeah.
craziness. So we linked up and we was just talking about it, and we was like, we was all like kind of like we don't know what to do. But I was like, you know what? I don't want to make a song where it's like, because I feel like everybody was making songs like, yeah, the
Shit is
government.
fuck.
Yeah,
Nah.
or just like, oh, watch out, or like, you know what I mean, like those type of songs where like the government is coming for you type of songs, and I just wanted it to be like everything will be fine. Like, let's just focus on like good vibrations. Let's put some good vibrations out there and let's calm people out because that was a scary time. You know what I mean? We didn't know what was going on really. You know what I mean? So it was I was like, you know what? Let's just put out some positive vibrations and like calm the because I think chaos is like confusion is like that's not positive. You know what I mean? If you that's what 2020 was is a bunch of chaos, confusion, just you didn't know what was real, what to believe. So it was like everything will be fine came out of that where it was like let's just go the opposite direction and calm everybody down, like give them a moment of peace. You know?
That's beautiful, bro.
Word.
Yeah, that's a really fucking good one.
And that's low key like a gospel song, almost like I would say.
Well, yeah, that's
we
why I
didn't
brought it
cra-
up.
Yeah,
That's why I brought
word.
it up.
We didn't even make. I didn't even
It's
know
very
it.
spiritual.
It
that
is.
one.
Yeah. And I feel like I wanna.
No doubt.
I'm working on something like with those type of vibes. Yeah.
How long did No Recess take to make versus Polished?
I think Polish was. No Recess was like maybe like a year, maybe a year or two. I don't know. Our creation, because me and Josh, we be creating. You know what I mean? We just have a bunch of music, and then I would say Polish was more. It wasn't as long as I think Polish was more.
Yo, if you ever need help with like the just like producing process outside of like producing every song, like executively, like deciding which ones should go on the album with like in terms of like your
No, I
vision.
definitely like.
You
I
need, like,
want to
an
do the R&B with you
If you need like an objective other person, oh yeah, okay, you could.
because I feel like the sexiest here in this pause in your studio as far as like the way you make me sound pause and just just the vibes, bro. The vibes in this is just it feels great. You know what I mean? I like recording with you, pause.
Most definitely.
So I feel like I definitely want you to like kind of like
Yeah.
executively produce something. Like I said, I'm definitely gonna do a project with you. You know, somehow.
Shit, bro.
Like,
yeah. I mean, I want to put out the collab with you too.
the collab, and then like I want you to produce. Something,
and like to thank you for like doing the collab with me. Like I'll definitely like give you a crazy deal if you want to come record some music here and like do a whole project. I'll mix and master.
Yeah, nah, for sure, bro. Hell yeah, word. I actually wanted to. I don't know, but we probably won't have time. But I want to play you some shit. And then I'll play you some of the R&B stuff that I've been doing.
Bro, play me anything, bro.
And then I feel like because once I play for you, you'll understand. You'll be like, oh, okay, I know what you mean.
Right.
Like, I could do this. Blah blah blah. I could do this. Or so I'm definitely so yeah. This year I just want to show I want to stay consistent, stay versatile, and just deliver it in a way where it could be digested. You know what I mean?
Faith, gratitude, discipline.
Yeah. Shout to Nedja Fit, where it's my sister's friend.
Oh, that's
She's
dope.
dope. Where yeah, she just.
How many siblings you got?
I'm the middle child. I got 2 brothers and 2 sisters. I'm in the middle. I got an older brother, older sister, younger brother, younger.
Okay.
Nice. Middle child like Malcolm.
Like J. Cole.
Yeah, like J. Cole. Word.
Is he the middle child, actually?
I
don't even think he is. I think he's an only child.
Oh, he might be, yeah.
I don't know why his song's called Middle Child.
Oh, because he was saying about the generation.
Oh, like right.
Like old school, but still connected to the young, so he's like in the middle, kind of.
That's that's actually exactly what it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what it is.
But yeah,
man, yo, thanks for hopping on here, bro. I appreciate it a lot. This is really cool. Yeah, you gotta go stream Polished, Buddy's new album. We got an album coming soon, a mixtape coming soon. That shit definitely coming soon. So be on the lookout for that shit too.
Definitely, Psychopath is amazing.
We got a single coming soon. Like it's gotta come like in the next 2 months. Like I want to start making real moves on that shit in terms of like next few weeks finding
like
some,
making sure
next few weeks at least finding someone to shoot it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like figuring out a plan for that.
Word.
And that's more on me than it is on you, because I feel like I wanna. I don't know.
I'm with you, bro. I'm with you
together.
bro.
We're gonna make some crazy shit out of that one, because it's a timeless one.
Like I said,
I was talking to Finn. I'm like, a lot of the songs that me and Buddy put on this tape are like older.
Yeah,
they're older, and it's like that shit's beautiful.
I know you have a like ear for that.
I mean, bro, a lot of the songs on my next tape are like older.
Okay.
Two out of 5 of them are like from 2020.
Okay. Okay. Cause I feel like you feel that more. I feel cause I don't have no like Polish. I wouldn't say they're old, but I feel like some songs was probably like 1 or 2 to maybe from 2020, maybe 2021.
Bro, that's where honestly we got to get more into a place as like people, as artists, and it's only advantage to us. And this is me speaking to everyone like around me and shit, like dropping the shit now that's hot.
Yeah.
Like if you make some shit that's hot, bro, stop with that back burner shit. Like, all right, I got some shit that's hot. I could put it out like soon, blah blah. Like, cause you'll get real fast. It's gonna become like, wow, I gotta do something with this. It's been a while. And it's like, there's no reason to have those things on the back burner. Cause I know this song Knockout I have that I'm putting on my next tape, bro, is really one of my best songs I've ever made.
Fire.
And I've been sitting on it for over 2 years. Just sitting on it. I sent it to videographers. I'm like, we should do this one. And people are like, this song is crazy. Like, but I'm like, all right. But I'm like, this song is great. So I'm comfortable to sit on it because I know how good it is. And it doesn't hit any less fire than it does then. But I was recently watching John Mayer on Kerwin Frost, actually. He was talking to Kerwin Frost, and John Mayer was like, the thing that sucks about waiting a long time to drop a song of yours is that you'll be late to your own party.
Yep.
Like you won't even be hyped that your own song is out because you've waited on it so long, way too long.
And that kind of, especially, we need that juice to keep us to push it.
That's why I'm watching a motherfucker. I was telling you earlier, third time I mentioned Zale on this podcast, but I fucking love Isaac Zale. He's the guy, and he's kind of like my mentor too, because he's like a big artist. Like he's not signed or anything, but he's a big artist who like I could hit up on FaceTime. So like that's my guy.
Dope.
He was talking about how he put a song out yesterday that he made on Wednesday. Distro Kid only takes like 24 hours to put it out. Russ was talking about his song Psycho Part 2 on Twitter that hit 1 billion streams on his TuneCore account, which is basically a Distro Kid account. He like screenshotted the 1 billion plays on his song. He was like, I put this out in 2016, the day after I made it.
Fire.
It's like, bro, no one. It's like if it's good,
you capture some type of magic too.
Also, the consistency of like being able to start doing that, putting a song out, and then it's like, bro, put an album. You want to make an album? Just drop all 9 songs 9 weeks before it. And then just put the album out on the 10th week. Cause like that's probably the best way to do it now.
I'm kind of mad at myself too, cause I kind of broke my streak. Cause I was doing like 2. I probably did like, even that was too long. I did like an album every 2 years.
Well, bro, I would also say for you, like my biggest suggestion, I don't even have to put this in the thing, but like I think you need to be doing like freestyles as like, cause like Instagram freestyles like all the time. Because bro, your shits are crazy. Like that's how I got in tune with you past the fact of like meeting you and stuff. Like it was seeing your Instagram freestyles. And I was like,
oh fire,
So like I can only imagine that's how other people feel too from seeing them.
That's love, bro.
Like even if you're just like, oh, I have this verse, I'm gonna freestyle to like this random beat and then put it up. It's like it doesn't even have to sound like you can just do it on your fucking phone, like in the car speakers. Like it doesn't
I think I'm gonna start doing it like once a week. I'm gonna make that a thing. I'm gonna try to do at least a freestyle a week or type joint and kind of just because I feel like like you said, we gotta be consistent and just why not? You know what I mean? We have all this opportunity. And
I mean, bro, you're crazy talented with this music shit. Like I was saying before, I rarely have people in the booth that are like that crazy talented.
Love.
Or like they're fucking around and it sounds like really good.
Thank you, bro.
And
vice versa, bro. You know what I mean? I feel like the way you rap is very effortlessly, but you kind of tell your story in a very comforting, like, I don't know, it's like relatable, but it's still hard, and it's like it's
Thanks,
you,
bro.
and it's like you're not trying to be anybody, and it's good music. You could tell it's like therapy, but it's dope music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're very passionate. You're artsy, and like I was like, the Juilliard. You said, this is what you handed in for your Juilliard or whatever. I love that. I was like, yo, this guy's awesome. And classical rap. What would you say?
Yeah. It was like some shit.
Yeah, but I love that shit.
This is what you're making for your Juilliard assignment?
Yeah.
I don't even remember exactly what it was.
Yeah.
But that intro to something else is definitely some fire, bro.
Yeah. Like,
and we watered that shit down a little bit too, bro. Because it was even more it was unhinged, bro.
Oh, okay,
we took a lot of it out. We were like, this is a little crazy.
Too much? Okay.
It's a little crazy.
That's dope.
And we even say to ourselves now, when we both hear it, we're like, bro, maybe we should have left some of that crazy shit in. Bro, thanks for hopping on this shit,
sure.
man. It's
bro.
all love. Was there anything we didn't mention on this podcast? You got Polished out now. You got to go listen
Oh,
to
no,
that.
yeah. I was just going to say Polished. I was like, my last project was 2019. And I was like, this is 2023. I was kind of disappointed in myself that I waited so long to drop another project. So, like, I'm making sure that's never going to happen. I'm never going to wait another 4 years to drop a project, you know. Yeah, but I think COVID is a little bit of like, you know, because I feel like,
no, of course.
It's like,
and you also had a lot of fire singles sprinkled in there.
Yeah,
like,
I've been dropping singles.
Even
and stuff.
Racks in the Duffel, like the most recent one before that shit was like very hard.
That joint I'll be forgetting how hard that is too. Like, I played that joint the other day. I'm like, oh, this is hard.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
The beat. Shout out to Joe Figlio. He's another producer that I've been working with. We've been cooking up.
Word.
He's dope. Word, but yeah, man.
Vibes, big vibes, bro. This is mad cool.
Times you ready.